Check, Mark, check. Check, check, 1, 2. Check 1 2. Check. Check 1 2.
Touchdown, Cashion Wildcats! Touchdown, Cashion Wildcats! That was loud. I blew that one up.
Check 1 2. Check.
Here it comes. Is that too loud? That was me screaming.
Check 1 2. Check. 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 Cashion Wildcats.
Oh, that's
That's what we were hearing.
Here we go. That was me screaming. Yeah, that sounds good right there. This is you coming up now.
Check 1 2. Check. 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 Cashion Wildcats.
Always lower their volume, you know.
Get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Founded by Jesse and Amy McCracken, Rural Pest Solutions is a Cashion-based, family-owned and operated company. Our focus is on providing the highest level of customer service while effectively treating many common invaders, including spiders, ants, roaches, mice, mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, and termites. Flexible scheduling and superior customer service are our top priority. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 405-283-6565.
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Woody, and I want to help you or a loved one navigate your way through understanding Medicare. It's hard getting questions answered when you don't know who to call or trust. I am local and appointed with all the insurance carriers in Oklahoma. You can trust me to help you apply for Medicare, make the right decisions based on your current financial and healthcare needs, and feel confident about your future. Act quickly. Annual enrollment period is October 15th to December 7th. Call Stephanie Woody, that's me, at 405-830-4966 to set up an appointment.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Legacy Insurance and Financial Services is proud to be on Main Street in Cashion, Oklahoma, supporting our Wildcats while writing business throughout Oklahoma and surrounding states. Legacy agents who share over 40 years of experience will shop many carriers to fulfill all of your insurance and investment needs. We welcome face-to-face meetings, but if your needs require an online virtual relationship, we are versed at those too. Let the team of Chris Gibson, Chris Cochran, Aaron Phoenix, and Christina Branson at Legacy Insurance and Financial Services help you build your own legacy, one you will be proud to live and to leave.
All right, welcome to another Friday Night Lights here, live from Thomas, Oklahoma. It is Cashion Wildcats football here, live on CashionWildcats.tv. Thanks so much for joining us. My man Chris Gibson joining me, Neiman Ababi here live from Thomas, Oklahoma. Beautiful facility here of Thomas, Oklahoma, where the 2-1 Cashion Wildcats are taking on the 0-2 Thomas Terriers, led by Coach Bob Ward. Chris, it's another Friday night. Happy days for us, right?
It is the Friday night. Friday nights are the best part of the week. You know,
Absolutely.
Just getting the excitement, the build up every week. On the way down here, I asked Maddox. I said, "You get excited when you head to the football games?" He's like, "I just can't wait till they start." I was like, "Me neither." Hey, look at there.
We've got some guests here. We got my man Drew. Drew, grab a mic. He's part of the trio here. I've got batteries to charge. What am I doing here? Am I charging this? Okay, see, it's a family affair here for the Cashion Wildcats. My daughter Kate and her BFF Reese. They went 1-1 today in the Watanga Festival or tournament. But again, we're proud to have you guys here. Super excited as we'll be broadcasting tonight's game. It's going to be a good one. As usual, as part of our pregame slate, we're going to break down a little bit of the Thomas Terriers, or the team that we're taking on. We'll have the inside scoop with Drew Baker. Obviously, we'll have Chris.
Drew's
Gibson.
Clues.
Drew's Clues. I'm still not doing that. I'm not doing that. All right. We may for now, but and of course, Chris Gibson will break down the Thomas Terriers, keys to the game for the Wildcats players to watch, and of course the Sharpie moment where we'll have prediction time as Chris is literally I think you're 965 or something on in the 2.5 years we've been doing this. But again, we're super happy to bring in you. In terms of Cashion, again, Cashion last week coming off a pretty, it was pretty, I don't call it easy, but it was a very nice victory for the Cashion Wildcats as they beat the Minco Bulldogs 48-6 at home. Cashion went out as a 21-0 lead, I think, easily in the first quarter. I think the first three drives. Big night for Ben Harmon, 21 for 33 for 389 and 6 touchdowns. He was the Squirtle KRXO Rogers State Player of the Game for us. Had a fantastic night. Also had 5 carries with 42 yards. Landon Lagasse, who's been having a ridiculous year, almost 600 yards catching in 3 games. You do the math. 7 receptions for 199 last Friday and 4 TDs. The guy is literally a one-man wrecking crew. He's seen single coverage, double coverage, triple coverage, and still figuring out. And Ben Harmon's definitely found his early target. In terms of the Thomas Terriers, last week lost to Alva 7-8. It was
I went back and watched that whole film.
Yes.
They didn't start till 9 o'clock.
Right.
Then they got to play less than a quarter, I believe, and then Lightning moved into the area again, and they wound up calling the game. It was 7-8.
Just a weird game.
Thomas. They scored right before they called the game. They kicked a field goal, and if they knew that was going to be the last play of the game, they probably went for 2, right? But they canceled it right then, and then that was it. So you can't really go off of last week's game. You can go back and watch that Watauga game, and it was just one of those games where first game of the season, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We struggled the first game of the season against Rejoice, and Thomas was playing in Watauga. The Watauga boys were fired up, and they came to play, and Thomas just couldn't get anything rolling pretty much that whole game. But I think they figured out a few things because you saw some adjustments in that little bit of the Alva game that we got to see. So, yeah, they're 0-2 coming into this game, but I wouldn't chalk it up as an easy victory tonight.
Yeah, their first loss of the season, their week 1 loss was to Watauga. That was a strange game. I think that was 26-8 or something like that. It was a strange game as well. Watauga coming in, brand new coach, brand new offensive set, just a tough scenario. I think what we're
it was 20-10.
20-10. I think what we're trying to tell you is that we, at least here in the press box, have immense respect for Coach Ward and the Thomas Terriers. Just a fantastic tradition of football. I mean, you look over there; they look like a football team. So I know Coach Shack and the group are not going to take him lightly. We certainly are as well. So from a perspective on the inside scoop, Drew, in terms of the Thomas Terriers, what were you able to learn this week from Coach Ward and the group?
So Coach Ward got to talk to him yesterday. It was for a little bit, and from what I gathered from him, super nice guy, by the way. I was glad he was able to do that.
They're always nice to you, Drew. I don't know what kind of
just got the charm for it, I guess.
Charmer.
But in terms of what he was worried about with Cashion, from what I asked him, he said that Cashion has really good skill kids. They throw and catch the ball really well, and they can throw the ball on first down or they can throw it on fourth down, as we've seen it done before. He said that's kind of a problem. He wasn't surprised at the Rejoice game. He said it was kind of week 1 jitters. They faltered. Rejoice was just a really good team. I've just been asking everybody that question just for curiosity's sake. But he said their coaching staff really well. They're always really disciplined. And since this isn't a district game for them, he said that this for Thomas was an opportunity to stay healthy but also better themselves in their upcoming district games. For the things that they have going for them, their offensive line, as you can see from the press box, they're all huge guys. They have a really good O-line. He said that their keys to the game is they want to control the clock and they want to control the ball and keep it out of Ben's hands as much as possible. And he said that he has watched a lot of film and he doesn't want their team to not execute on just simple plays that you have to get through each time. He said a lot of times it's a team that doesn't take advantage of those simple mistakes. They end up, it costs them a lot. So he wanted to play sound football in that regard. Their district games that they have coming up, they have a game against Moreland, Fairview, and Hooker. All 3 of those will be really big games that the Thomas Coach Ward said. But he said in Class A, it's kind of hard to tell. He said every year there's, some teams that are historically power teams that sometimes aren't. Like Cashion, for the example, has been a power team for a long time in Class A, but he said it's one of those classes just because of how big it is, and coaches move around and people move around. He said it's kind of an ever-changing deal.
Well, the great breakdown, Drew. I can't, to me, it's just always overwhelming what kind of information. We joked earlier this week on text, I know, about the networking that you're going to be having and the opportunities meeting. And you mentioned maybe a cold refreshing beverage at some point down the road with all the coaches that you're getting to meet. It's just a fantastic breakdown. And certainly, what stood out to me in your segment, there's a lot of good stuff, was this idea of saving themselves for district. It's a valuable concept, a valid concept, and the idea if you're Thomas and you're taking a look at winning your district, which is pretty tough. I mean, I think they're in District A1 or A2, and it's not easy. You got Hooker and among others.
Hooker and Fairview both really solid teams.
Is Texoma in that district?
Texoma's in that, yeah, that's exactly
solid.
right. So that's a district where I think that those comments ring true for me in regards to kind of where we're at. Hey, Chris, if you don't mind, let's go to a quick timeout, and then we'll come back and break down a few things in terms of your perspective of the Thomas Terriers, plays or lookout, etc. Hang tight. We'll be right back on CWTV.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
At Water Heater Man, we specialize in repairing and replacing all water heaters. We service the OKC Metro and surrounding towns with fast, reliable service. We keep our vans fully stocked with essential parts needed for basic repairs, and new tanks are always on the vans ready to go. We offer free estimates on all jobs with financing options available. We match manufacturer's warranty for all newly replaced water heaters. We'll get your water heater back up and running as fast as possible so you don't have to put your life on hold waiting for service. Give us a call today, 405-844-TANK. That's 405-844-8265. Go Wildcats! Cashion Shape Up Fitness is locally owned and operated with no contracts or sign-up fees. Our rates start at only $30 per month, and we have tanning available. Everything you need to work on your health and fitness. So contact Amber Lee to sign up today, 405-538-8248. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cashion Shape Up Fitness.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your gray.
This is Grain and Grange Market, the coolest little boutique you've never heard of. Come see us.
Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211. Absolutely.
All right, welcome back to Thomas, Oklahoma. It's Cashion Wildcats TV. Neiman and Bobby, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker here live from Thomas, Oklahoma as the Cashion Wildcats. 2-1, number 1 ranked in Class A, taking on the 0-2 Thomas Terriers here. And it's a hot one, but a beautiful Friday night. I appreciate you guys joining us. And before we break down into a little bit more on the Thomas Terriers here as part of our pregame, big shout out to all of our fantastic sponsors. We've got a couple new sponsors in Barnett Home Services as well as Creative Medicare Solutions. Stephanie Woody and her group taking care of your Medicare insurance, needs. A lot of insurance going on here in town, but
a lot of insurance.
We appreciate that. And we were just mentioning a great new ad there, new commercial there for our friends Todd Miller and Michelle Miller out of Grain and Grange and the Todd Miller Design Company. What was that you just stated there? A little bit of...
You noticed Michelle was on that commercial, and I just figured they sell a lot more if Michelle's on there than if Todd is.
Yeah, we love Todd, but he's the one self-appointed face for radio. He said it himself. We just try to remind everyone, but... We love the Miller family, fantastic. Obviously, Jim and Nancy Simmons, just wonderful folks there in the community, long time, and we just love all of our great sponsors making this a free a free option for us here in our community, available to you guys all the time, live as well as on archive. Make sure that you visit the website, cashionwildcats.tv, to check out some of our sponsors. Make sure you check them out there in the right-hand corner. We've got the Jerry's there with Absolute Pool, Landscaping, and Lawn Care. We love them as well. And so with that, Chris, if we're thinking about the Thomas Terriers a little bit more, what do we have here in terms of your perspective of the Terriers and the Cashion Wildcats going head-to-head tonight?
I mean, if anybody's watched any film, the 2 games that we were talking about, you go, holy cow, they have a D1 line, right? I mean, their offensive line is massive. I mean, big kids. Number 53, and we'll talk about him a little bit later, but Camden Billy, that kid is everybody remembers the Kelly kid from last year, right? And he kind of overshadowed Billy, but man, I just watching film last year and watching him play that kid, and he got hurt, I think, in the championship game and didn't wind up getting to play basketball. But the kid is an athlete. He's that big and can move like no other. And even on the basketball court, and it was sad that he didn't get to play as much. It kind of slowed him down a little bit. I think he wound up getting to play some. I talked to him at Cashion and asked him about his knees. Like, I'll get back, I'll be good, and I'm glad to see him back out on the court, on the field. Just talking about Thomas as a whole, they are going to be a team that is well coached. I mean, you talked to Coach Ward. I haven't ever had the pleasure of speaking with him, but every single person that I've talked to that has had the opportunity to talk with him and spend time with him has said he is a stand-up guy and knows what he is doing and gets his team ready to run through a brick wall every single week. And you've seen it. You've seen the success that they've had here in Thomas. And that's the thing is, they lost a lot of their skill guys from last year on that.
They did.
17 kids.
Yeah, 17
Graduated
kids. 17?
17 is what he said.
Man. Their good running back that they had, they lost a lot of skill guys. But that's one thing that he's used to here at a small town. Yep. You lose a lot of guys, and it's just next man up. They do have that huge offensive line, and that's what they're going to really try to hang their hat on, is getting the ball in the best possible playmakers' hands and then letting those big boys up front try to break them free. And that's kind of what the adjustment they made last week against Alva, in that short time that they got to play, they moved a kid, one of their best athletes, over to just Wildcat and let him try to make plays. And we'll talk about him here in a little bit too. But on the defensive side of the ball, they're just so big. They're going to try to push you around up front, try to go make plays. They're going to try to get after the quarterback, and then let their defense, against Alva, it looked like they were just kind of playing that 5-2, almost bringing the house, every single play. And talked to one of the coaches, and they said if they do that, we're going to try to air it out, because you can get that ball out quick, get it to those playmakers out there, and really try to let them make something happen.
It's a bad day when you put half of your team on the line against the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Chris, we're going to go to your players to watch for today. We've got a couple guys highlighted. Give us your thoughts on these 2 guys here.
So, I kind of touched on both these kids. Owen Baldwin, a junior, wide receiver.
He is a junior, not Owen Baldwin, the junior.
Owen Baldwin.
Is he the second?
No, I think we
typo.
Yeah, typo. Who's our graphic guy? This guy.
Drew. You're fired.
But no, he's a junior, wide receiver, and a free safety. The kid, like I said, last week they moved him to quarterback position 2 or 3 times and just direct snap and let him find a hole in the offensive line and try to make big plays. And that kid, I'm telling you, he's fun to watch because he runs hard. He's shifty. He can, he's good on his feet, can do some spin moves and get out of tackles. So today we're going to have to focus on him and really try to gang tackle that kid to bring him down, because he's going to be one of those kids that is just that true Thomas player that runs hard and is just a hard-nosed kid. And on the defensive side of the ball, he flies through the ball and makes tackles. And then number 53, Camden Billy, senior offensive line. The kid is, I think, like 6'5". He's 6 a lot and about 300. Yeah, he's massive
kid.
Massive. I mean, the kid just stands out, and even with the size that they have on that front line, he stands out from them. I mean, he's just that much bigger. And like I said, you watch him play out here against Class A competition, he's just different. You know, he's made different. He moves different. He's going to be a kid that you're going to see go and play at the next level.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Does he have any D1 offers?
I think
he does.
I think he has one D1 offers. What I read somewhere, but I'm not sure where to. But even if he doesn't go D1, he's going to go to the next level and play and make a difference somewhere. But he is a kid that's going to line up on that front line. They're going to try to run behind him. He's going to be one of the ones that they're going to try to make holes for Owen Baldwin.
He's physical.
Yes.
He's physical. Hey, Drew, from your perspective, did Coach Ward offer anything else in terms of maybe these two players or anything else to look out for?
He talked about Camden Billy a lot. He said that, I mean, their offensive line, he said, as far as they graduated 17 kids, like I had said earlier, so they lack a lot of experience on it, but with him still being a senior, he said he brings a lot of leadership to the team, and he's just a kid that's, like we talked about, his size a lot. He's going to be able to make a lot of plays for them or allow the opportunity for them to make plays on them. So, I mean, other than Camden Billy, he mentioned Owen Baldwin a little bit, just kind of what Chris said, fast, flies to the ball, but he really harped on Camden Billy a lot for his experience and also just his size and what they're going to be able to do with him.
All right, very good. So that's the breakdown of the Thomas Terriers. You're welcome if you're watching at home. You know, we need to go look to see how many people actually watch the pregame, but we're trying to work on this, of course, as always.
I bet Chad Tishner's watching because he's
on the way.
He's a slacker. No, he's not coming tonight.
Well, he's not. That's right. Well, we do see the Thomas Terriers pulling in. We are on and again, a beautiful facility here in Thomas. When you think about what a bond can do for a community, this is a great representation, a fantastic track, wonderful stadium stands, a field turf field. It's a fantastic, here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, literally in the middle of nowhere. So it's a beautiful facility. There, folks are piling in. I don't know where Chris is going. We may lose him here for a second, but nonetheless,
we can hold the fort down.
We can hold the fort. It is a testament to local community coming together to provide just resources and facilities that will last decades. So we are actually on the south side, right? So it's almost like we're broadcasting from Maxon Field. We're in the old press box. It's air conditioned. We're absolutely, very thankful for the Thomas folks allowing us to broadcast here with high-speed internet and everything. It's big
I told
time.
Mark to kind of span out and show the field and some of the facilities that they have here, and I'm not sure what's going on with the camera. But, yeah, I mean, like you said, this is something that is
and not just the football ones either. Across the street, I don't know if he could get it, an ag building, a gymnasium.
New gym, brand new, beautiful gym.
Facilities.
Yeah. And again, it's just a reminder that how, and we talk about this in Cashion, how it's important for everyone to come together to kind of help think for the future. So it's not just about now, right? The pennies on the dollars on tax now, but just the ability to really support the future of the school and all those kids coming through, new and old generations. So we got Chris back. So Chris, let's maybe think about, now that we've broken down the Terriers, this is a team that Cashion has seen now for the fourth time in 2.5 years, I should say. We saw them last year twice. We saw them in the regular season, won 28-7. That was the Squirtle game of the week. And then obviously in the state title game, Cashion winning that, won 34-7. New year, new team. But for the Cashion Wildcats today against the Thomas Terriers, what do the Cats need to do to win?
Yeah, the keys for the Cashion
Wildcat.
Wildcat.
Chris, let me say the legacy
insurance
and financial services
right.
keys of the game.
Right.
I apologize.
So the keys for the Cats tonight, it's just offensively, you got to protect Ben. I think that our skill guys right now are just better than what Thomas has. So you give Ben a little bit of time back there to find an open receiver down the field, big plays will be made tonight. If those big boys get through and put pressure on Ben and Ben has to pull it down and run some, I think he has the speed and the ability to get away from them. But I want to see those boys up front really give him enough time to look for those guys downfield and make plays down the field to those big-time playmakers that we have on the outside. On the offensive side of the ball, also no turnovers. We talked about how well coached Thomas is, right? Thomas is going to be a team that's going to come in trying to knock the ball out. They're going to try. They're going to.
Why not?
They're going to have. They may not have the athletes that we have in the skill positions, maybe because they're young, whatever. But they are going to be so well coached. They're going to be in the right spots. They're going to make sure that they have an opportunity to make plays. And if you're not careful with the ball, they're going to either intercept it or they're going to knock it out and try to get that fumble. Defensively, I put quickness is the key to tonight. Like I said, those big boys up front are going to be able to manhandle you if you're not quick and get through that line and get around them. Get skinny, right? Get skinny, get through the line, and make something happen in the backfield. Because I think the boys out on the edge will be able to cover long enough that we talk about Camden Maroney all the time and Jackson Vandriff and Joey Wilson, those guys getting after the quarterbacks. I think the boys out there on the edge and in the secondary are good enough athletes to cover long enough to really give Jackson and Camden enough time to get back there and make some big plays in the backfield tonight. Then gang tackle. I talked about Owen Baldwin with how good of a runner he is and how hard of a runner he is. Thomas is a team that is they have such great tradition football. They are a proud traditional program, and they're going to come out and run hard. And you got to fly to the ball, wrap up, and have 4 or 5 guys tackling the ball runner every single time. And tonight, that's going to be a big key to the game.
That's Chris's breakdown there. I love those keys for the Cats. I know we're going to have your score here in a second. So from a Drew insider scoop perspective, Drew, what else do you have from the locker room in regards to the Cashion Wildcats tonight?
So from Coach Shack, I got to ask him a little bit different questions this week because with Max Brown being out for injury, that poses some new opportunities for people. So as far as the game plan against Thomas offensively, he said he wanted to throw the ball a lot. Like we talked about their line being huge, he didn't want to get into a run battle with their line just banging heads the whole time. He said he would try to avoid that if possible, and they wanted to throw the ball quite a bit. Defensively, he said he wanted to see the guys continue to play hard, and it's really important that they get lined up properly. He said Thomas has been known to come out with a lot of different formations that they can do, and so he said don't be surprised if one thing doesn't work if they switch it up completely and kind of move to a different formation. So getting lined up for that's really important. As far as Max being out, did it change their game plan? And he said that they lost depth on offense and that Vandriff will have to play a lot more wide receiver this game. And defensively, it'll mean a lot of the young kids are going to have to be rotated in and out to play some. Thomas, he said they're really good up front. We talked about that several times already on both sides of the ball, defensive line and offensive line. And they're just massive size-wise. And then as far as the players that he wanted to step up this week, with some people being out, he wanted Caleb Duran, Jace Evans, and Jake Branson are all three going to have to play really well, he said.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake Branson, and if we go ahead and cut to the projected starters with Max Brown going out, you lose a wide receiver and a DB. And so, intact in terms of, you see the Harmon and Nick Nabavi, Lagasse, Manning, those guys are all going to be there. Jackson Vandriff, as you said, is going to shift in. It sounds like we'll have possibly spelling Nick Nabavi will be Jake Branson, the junior, coming in. And, from that standpoint. And the wide receiver set looks like, again, Jackson Vandriff kind of will be slotted out, maybe not in his tight end set as much. Maybe we might have Jace Evans maybe siding as well, maybe at wide receiver. And then at corner, did you say it was corner that Jace Evans was going to be moving to corner?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So we'll have Jace Evans at corner, but on the defensive end, certainly, you'll still run that 4-3, that Tony Woods 2021 version of the 4-3 with the usual characters there up front. With Jake Branson sliding in, maybe a little bit of that outside linebacker. We do have Max Brown there at the corner. Again, this is projected starters. Looks like we may have Jace Evans, and I think Nathan Abavi and Seth Gilbert. Did he offer anything about the safeties? Is that going to stay the same, or?
He said that you'd probably see a lot of movement. He mentioned Nathan coming in for safety a little bit, but as far as the kids coming in, he said you'd probably see a lot of different people playing a lot of different positions.
Good, I love it, and that's in true form when you have 30, 40. 45 kids on a team, and that's Coach Shack has always talked about depth in Class A football and being able to kind of move and work through the ebbs and flows of the game. We're sitting at about 6:47. We have 12:59 left. Let's go to a quick timeout. We'll come back, break it down, have the national anthem, of course, and we'll get Chris's score prediction for the game. We'll be right back here on CWTV.
Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape. For 31 years.
All right, God bless America, the greatest country in the entire universe. So blessed to be here. So many fortunate blessings here for us. And again, we appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcat TV, CWTV production, powered by Squirtle.tv. Big thanks to Adam Dieselhorst and Corey Rogers and the group taking care of us all the time and allowing us to provide this to you all every single week. We do want to give a quick shout out to the softball team. I believe they won today. They were taking on Union City.
Reese Williams hit a bomb the other day.
She did. I wish we could have been at that game, and also would wish we could have broadcasted or brought it to you on Twitter. But Reese Williams, pitcher, sophomore, had a huge home run. Cashion Wildcats doing good things in the softball field. Kudos to Coach Chambers taking those next moves, those next leaps in terms of getting the team in a place where you're going to have to watch out for them in the next few years. Fantastic young group and certainly some great coaching. We've got Coach Green coming in from Piedmont. Obviously, Coach Morgan, we call it Coach Will, coming in as well. Just a fantastic level of energy with the softball team. And Casey Williams and Amber Hobgood, the cheerleading team, taking on. They're going to state regionals. Competitive regionals, is that right? I think I said that right.
Regionals accurate. I'm not sure, but
Saturday. I think their routine begins right around 10:20, so they'll start around, let's say, 10:15 from Chickasha High School. Please go out and support those girls for sure. Definitely as they try to win state. They've been so close as of late, and certainly we're big fans of the cheerleaders and the cheer squad that we have here in Cashion. Lastly, we've got senior night for the softball team coming up Monday. We'll try to get that one broadcasted. So with that, as we think about it, I've got my Sharpie, Chris. We've got lessons with Lane coming up. Lane's he's in the house, so the IQ has jumped up about 1,000, at least from an equine perspective. Is that right? Did I say that correctly?
From an equine
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Right.
I'm gonna get my FFA down, but we love Lane and Drew. The halftime is absolute gold. So Sharpie in hand, we've got about 9 minutes left. We got a little bit of time, but let's go ahead and get a prediction from your end, Chris. Cashion winning the last two games by double digits, 28-7 and 34-7. What do you have for us tonight?
I talked about earlier about some of the kids that they lost off their team. Both these teams played in the state championship game last year. Both of these teams were very good Class A teams, had some very good players. I think that Cashion just lost fewer studs than Thomas did. Thomas is going to be there again. They will be there again, definitely. They're young. They lost some really good players. So I think tonight Cashion's probably going to get the better of them, and it's going to be a little bit lopsided just because of that fact that Cashion has a lot of senior leadership this year, and so I think they'll pull away. I think it's going to be you got the Sharpie 46-7.
46-7. You heard it there. And, a lot of times that happens, and if there is a situation where, I don't want to call it a blowout, but if you have situations where, it's leaning towards one team or the other, second half, the clock tends to run a little bit more. You got a little bit more JV action, kids rolling in and out. So I love that score. I'll take it any day. Like I said, I'll take it.
I may be way off. Like I said, I have all the respect in the world for Thomas. I just think they lost a lot of what they had last year that took them to that state championship game. And, you look over here on the Cashion sideline, Ben Harmon scored, was responsible for almost every score in that game. And he's over here on this sideline still playing this year. So they're not going to fall off near as much, I don't think, as Thomas will.
So the Cashion Wildcat captains have come on in the field. Cashion in their all whites, looking clean. Road unis, white helmets, white tops, white bottoms. Got a little bit of a maroon numbering and gold outline. Got the Cashion sticker on the helmet. Beautiful. That was
is that like Stormtrooper look or what?
It is a little dun 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 dun. Yeah, absolutely love it. You can always bring a Star Wars reference. We all about Star Wars. But looks like we've got the captains, senior Nick Nabavi, senior Mason Manning, senior Landon Lagasse, senior Ben Harmon, and senior Joey Wilson. These guys have been BFFs for a long time, spending the night hanging out, playing baseball and basketball in the summertime and the spring. These guys know each other, and it's no question why Cashion's had success, because these kids have been successful since third grade, barely losing any games at all, if not maybe 3 or 4 in their entire football career. And so we certainly are proud and honored to have them go out there and serve as captains for the Cashion Wildcats. For the Thomas Terriers, they've got the home green tops, green bottoms, some white outline and white numbers. It looks like we've got 4 captains coming out on the field for them. I'm going to guess Camden Billy's one of them, and he is. Number 53 is out there. Number 17, senior. I apologize. Number 1, I apologize. Traylon Poole, sophomore. No.
1-4.
1-4. I apologize. Number 14, Jet Thompson, senior. We've got.
Was 1-7.
Yeah, we do have a number 17 out there. That would be Tucker Dickey, wide receiver, senior. And I'm going to guess one more lineman. Let's go with maybe number 55, John Tyler Jones, left guard, senior, for the for the Thomas Terriers. Drew, any other last thoughts before we got a 46-7 prediction by my man Chris Gibson?
Oh, well, he's been accurate so far, pretty accurate so far the last 2 games.
Not pretty accurate. He is the line.
He's the handicapper.
He is the handicapper. He is the, as they say, the lineman for high school football.
I just think up front, it's going to be a battle. Their kids are a little bit bigger sized on the offense and defensive line. So, I mean, obviously I think we're not going to go right into the running the ball thing. I think, like Shaq said in the pregame when I talked to him, he's going to want to throw the ball quite a bit. Yeah, so I think that's what you could expect from it. So
I've got no beef with that. If we win the toss, Shaq's, we're getting the ball no matter what. If we win it, we're going to take the ball. If we lose it, the other, Thomas will probably defer, and Cashion will be starting with the ball.
Hey,
it just matters which direction.
I just found out from Lane, his hot dog line was Cashion minus 26.
Hot dog line.
So it's not too far off from what I have.
Not too far off. So, we're going to be turning into an offshore booking agency here pretty soon. We're going to have to find somebody in the Bahamas to sponsor us. Maybe we can get Chris Cochran from Legacy Insurance and Financial Services set that up for us. Big shout out to Chris Cochran, Big Chief. We celebrated the 1981 40-year anniversary of the state championship team last year. Was able to get on KRXO to kind of talk about that. Looks like Cashion did win the toss, and yes, in Lynn Shackelford form, we will receive. So the Cashion Wildcats will shake hands at the line, get lined up for the run through. Again, it's what's the temperature we got here today? It's about 96.
On the way over here, I saw it was 92 about the time we pulled in the parking lot. I think it's cooling down as that sun goes down a little bit.
A little bit. We will not have a sideline cam for the first quarter. It was left in Cashion. And it's thank God for one of our great sponsors, Jesse McCracken at Rural Pest Solutions. He's bringing that one coming in hot on Highway 33. So hopefully Jesse can find the press box and get us going. And again, we appreciate you guys joining us. Again, all our great sponsors, Cashion First Baptist, Coffee Creek Church, Todd Miller Design Company, Intrust Insurance Agency, the Ropers.
The Ropers.
And I'm a big softball fan, so I love Mackie Roper. Yes. I don't know if you have a chance to see that freshman hit and play the field. She's fantastic. Community State Bank, our sponsor of our scoreboard. You'll see him right there. Definitely love all the fine folks there at Community State Bank. Blue Ribbon Construction, Gateway Realty. We got a little soft spot for Gateway Realty, I know, with Drew. Got Grandmama, so definitely love that. Rural Pest Solutions, Water Heater Man, Rhino Roofing, Pioneer. We mentioned Barnett Home Services. Cashion Wildcats coming on the field. Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, Diesel Horse Sports and Orthopedics, Legacy Insurance and Financial Services, Absolute Pools, Lawns and Landscaping, Shape Up Fitness, hanging out with Amber Lee on the softball field quite a bit. Maples, Nixon, Diesel Horse, Christy Perry at Law, Candid Color Photography, Creative Medicare Solutions with Stephanie Woody, and Kyle Vandra, Farmers Insurance.
That's a mouthful right there.
We got it out, so absolutely love that. We're going to try to set up a little clock here, maybe a camera to get a clock in there if I can get this iPhone unplugged and stop charging. We'll work on that here during the game as well. But again, a great night here and live from Thomas, Oklahoma, and appreciate you guys joining us. We've been averaging right around 5,000-6,000 folks a game. So on cue, we need to maybe bump that up to 5 digits. Maybe we might get that up here. Go ahead. Oh, we got our camera here. So Jesse McCracken.
Right on time.
Right on time. I don't see a camera in his hand, so maybe it's heading up here to the press box. We'll see what happens. Maybe Gage. We'll get Gage out there to go run and grab it. But again, as the Thomas Terriers head on out, looks like the Cashion Wildcat return team will be there. For the Cashion Wildcats deep, we'll most likely see with Max Brown out. We're definitely going to see Landon Lagasse, and I believe, did we have Seth Gilbert? I think we had Seth Gilbert out there in the past. And let's see who. We're not sure who will replace him. I see Nathan Abavi out there as well as Jake Branson.
Yeah, I see Kai Gilbert.
You see Kai Gilbert as well. What you need, sweetie? You want that? There you go.
We kind of get to see a little host of some new faces out there with Max being out. All kids, though, when they've been in, have already played well and proven that they can play at a higher level like that. So it's always exciting when you get to see some kids that haven't played before. Unfortunate for Max, obviously, but it's nice to be able to see some kids get out there that maybe haven't played before and then execute like they're supposed to.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a mixed bag here. It looks like Gilbert, Nathan Nabavi, sophomore, younger brother of Nick Nabavi. Looks like maybe even a little onside look here. So we got the midline with Lagasse, Nabavi, Seth Gilbert, and Jake Branson. Deep is Kai Gilbert and Nathan Nabavi.
Rodden Looper is their kicker, number 10. And from what I've read, he's a good kicker, and he will be able to make some field goals if they get close enough and need that. They can pull that out.
And outside kicks, they'll go for it half the time. Yeah. We saw that even last year. So kick is up, high onside, Lagasse. Looks like he's going to have a chance to get that right around the 30. He'll get a couple blocks. He'll stay patient. He'll cut through it. He's eventually brought down right around the 35, where the Cashion Wildcats will be taking over, first down and 10.
I mean, that's the same kind of kickoff that we do, and we do it for a reason, right? Because you can get that high kick, you get your kids down there to cover, and once they get the ball in their hands, it's just kind of hard to get going because kids are already so close to you. And when you don't have somebody kick it out the back of the end zone, that's a lot of times that's one of the safer things to do, and you almost get an opportunity to get that onside if you have a chance.
So we got Seth Gilbert, Lagasse, and Manning trips out right side. Nabavi in the deep pistol. Cashion showing that tight end look with Vandruff on the left. Big shout out to all of our big heavies up front. Love him. Shotgun looks like fake screen. It's going to go deep. Harmon tucks. He'll run. He's getting chased out of the pocket. Rolling his right. He'll throw it up to Manning. It's tipped and it'll go out of bounds. So right idea for the Cashion Wildcats. Good idea by Harmon, but give credit to the DBs of Thomas getting that incompletion.
Yeah, you saw it right there. I mean, they pretty much brought 4 and dropped the rest of the team in coverage. And they did a good job of just not leaving any big open spots for Ben to find a receiver to get open. And that time, Ben just kind of threw it where if anybody was going to catch it, it was going to be Mason Manning. But if not, it was going to fall to the turf.
So they'll bring up second down and 10 from the 35, 11:48 here. Harmon in shotgun, snap. That'll be a keep. Slant to Lagasse, a little bit behind him, number 13 in coverage, and that will fall to the dirt, and actually the turf, I should say, and that'll bring up third down and 10. So tough start here for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, right.
Last 2 weeks, you've got the boys up front have had their hands full the last 2 weeks with Minko's huge offensive line and defensive line, and now with Thomas's huge defensive line.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's one of those things where we talked about, you want to get that pace going to wear them out a little bit to slow them down. But man, I guarantee they're in good shape, and it's going to be a tough sledding up front.
I don't know if this is 4-down territory, but the Cashion Wildcats staring at 3rd and 10 need something, I guess, in terms of a positive move. Harmon by himself in shotgun. Snap, looking to his left. He's going to come back to Lagasse. That's caught around the midfield. He's going to double coverage, still makes the catch, and that'll be enough for a Cashion Wildcats first down.
Yeah, that's one of those routes where you're just running to the first down marker. Good hard move to the inside and then break it out. And Ben put it on the money. That's a timing route that those two boys probably have worked on 1,000 times over the summer.
You could tell the DBs there for Thomas were definitely not going to let Lagasse beat him deep. So with that, it's first down and 10. Take a screen play to Manning to the right side. Trying to get a block. He does. Going to make a cut to the outside to the 50, to the 45, 40. Horse collar. No call there. Will be. Yep. So great job by Mason Manning. Individual play. Great blocking there by Gilbert. And that'll be a first down plus for the Cashion Wildcats.
Quite the blatant right horse collar there.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those that was almost just a over-the-top horse collar right there. But, I mean, that was the only way he was going to bring him down, I guess. Yep. But that play right there, we saw that play against Thomas last year go for a touchdown just because Mason Manning has the ability to make people miss and then has the speed to get out in the open field and go the distance.
So 2 plays, 2 first downs. Cashion from the 20, 11-15 here. Harmon back to pass. Lagasse by himself on the out to the 15. Makes a cut back inside. Whoops! 5 and touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. Landon Lagasse. 20-yard catch. Deja vu.
Wow, just landing out there. Just great route. Ben got it to him quick when he had enough time out there to really turn upfield and find that defender and then just hit the brakes, let the guy go by him, and then he was just faster than the other kid to the pylon.
Absolutely, and if you're Thomas, the last thing you want to see is Landon Lagasse in open territory by himself.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
the matchup was there. Coach Shack working it on the kick. There was senior Bryson Hogan, Nick Nabavi, the senior with the hold. Hold is down, kick is up. It's a beaut, and it's through. Extra point is good, and the Cashion Wildcats up 7-0 here. First quarter action, 11:07. We'll go to a quick. You want to go?
No, here's that replay right here. You see Landon just get wide open, sees the kid, puts on the brakes, and then just is faster than the Thomas Terrier to that pylon. Great job by Ben getting the ball out there quick to Landon Lagasse, and then just good job by Landon to make a kid miss and then outrun the Thomas Terriers to the end zone.
So with 11:07, we'll go to a quick timeout. Be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcat TV live from Thomas, Oklahoma. It's Cashion Wildcat striking first on a 65-yard drive. Eventual score there on a 20-yard out by Landon Lagasse from a beaut from Ben Harmon. I believe that's touchdown number 10 for Landon Lagasse on the year. Kicking for the Cashion Wildcat, senior Bryson Hogan from the 40, again working from west to east, left to right. Deep is number 2. We talked about him, Owen Baldwin. Kick is up. It will go to Baldwin. Actually, it looks like number 1, Traylon Poole, will call fair catch. We do have a flag false. Oh, I guess not a false start. Maybe I'm not sure what that is. How do you have a false start in a kickoff?
I don't know.
Maybe offsides?
Normally, don't you just let the play happen and then
so maybe it was one of those dead ball type of scenarios. And
yeah, it looks like they're going to line up and re-kick it.
So they're going to be kicking off from the 35 now. Again, we don't have our resident, officials experts, and we don't have names for our fantastic officials. And Chris, what's the quick version on our officials that we always say every single week?
Hey, we cannot get out here and compete. These boys can't get out here and play. If you don't have officials that, spend their Friday evening out here on the football field providing some – somebody out there to enforce the rules. So we appreciate them. And like I say every time, if you think you can do better than they can, I'm sure they would be happy to have you out there, jump out there and join them and get out there. And because like I said, they're not making enough money to raise a family on. They're out there
it's
just
an
because
it's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
We love our
enjoy
officials. Owen Baldwin on the return, give him about 2 yards. Good kick there by Bryson Hogan. Great coverage there by a slew of Cashion Wildcats, including junior Jake Branson. So the Thomas Terriers taking over for the first time, right around the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 11 minutes here in the first quarter. Looks like we've got number 2, as you mentioned, Owen Baldwin in that, I guess in essence, Wildcat. We've got a kind of a stack formation here. Looks like you got about 9 guys across the line. Loose top. Ball. Vandruff chasing, and he'll get the sack. TFL. Jackson Vandruff. Nice job there by the DN, the junior getting in. High snap going to Owen Baldwin, and that'll be a 6-yard loss for the Thomas Terriers.
Yeah, right there. Just threw him off with the high snap, and then, Jackson Vandruff was, like I said, got skinny, got through the line.
Got there quick.
And before Baldwin could really get anything going, Vandruff come flying in and knocked his feet out from underneath him and had the big loss.
So let's stay in that same formation with Baldwin deep in the we'll call it the Wildcat, 2nd and 17 actually from the 23. Looks like they'll get the call here from Coach Bob Ward and the crew. They're going to bring in number 14. Max Protect is what I would call this here for number 2, Owen Baldwin. And we have a delay of game. Yeah, actually we do. We have a delay of game here for the Thomas Terriers. So not a great start for Coach Ward. And that'll march it back another 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 22.
Notice some snap trouble on the Thomas side. That's one of those simple things that Coach Ward talked about before the game, simple things you got to do right. And as you can see, it's kind of hurt them already just in their 2 plays on offense they've had.
All right, so it looks like the offense will stay out there, of course, and it'll stay Owen Baldwin in the backfield, the junior, number 2. We have number 13, Zach Clancy, split out here, the sophomore, and outside of that, it's a stacked line again, a little bunch formation. Actually, we do have number 25, Jacob Edwards, back at quarterback. He'll give it up, cut through, Looks like nice little run there by Baldwin, and he'll scoot back out close to the line of scrimmage. So broke through about 4 or 5 tackles, was able to get out all the way out to about the 27, 26-yard line.
I'm telling you, the kid is a hard runner, and with the boys up front that they have, it's going to be hard to not have a hole that size every once in a while. And when there's a hole that hard, that size, that kid is good enough. He can make you pay, and they picked up about 10 yards there.
Very good at reading the angles on those holes. When they're available, you saw how fast that he was able to cut that one back up.
So 3rd and 13 from the 27. Running clock here, 9:38. About 10 seconds on the play clock. Coach Ward's may have to call timeout. He's going to call elbow play here. So, again, Baldwin or Edwards in shotgun, and they will have to call timeout. So Coach Ward, with about 1 second left on the play clock, will call timeout. It'll be 3rd and 13. We'll go to quick timeout. Be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Storm season is coming, people, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement. Large scale, traditional, modern, unique roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment. Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
All right, welcome back to Thomas, Oklahoma, CWTV production of Cashion Wildcats Football 2021. Neiman Ababi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker live again from Thomas, where the Cashion Wildcats are up 7-0. Took the opening drive, 65 yards, got the score, and now defense is on the field. 3rd and 13 from the 27 as the Terriers go back to Owen Baldwin. Or actually, I apologize, Jacob Edwards, the junior quarterback. Aced out on both sides, up top and below. Edwards with the snap, fumbled, another fumbled ball, and destroyed by Jackson Vandruff. Another tackle for loss, sack by 88, the junior. He's feeling it today, and it'll be 4th down for the Thomas Terriers.
Yeah, I mean, they are just having heck with that snap. And when you can't get your timing down back there, it's already hard enough.
Screws up the whole mechanics of your offense.
It's hard enough when you don't have Jackson Vandruff coming breathing down your neck. But, man, you add that to the mix, and it's just spells disaster when you can't get that snap down.
So number 10 for the Thomas Terriers, Ryden Looper, the kicker, punter. Deep for Cashion Wildcats, Lagasse, right around the 50. Snap, punt is away. It's a good punt. It'll hit to the sideline. It'll roll out of bounds. Actually, it'll fly out of bounds. I assume that's a tough spot. Oh, he's actually going to walk it back. I was about to say, oh boy. And looks like he'll walk it back. Looks like right into Thomas territory, right around the 49, where the Cashion Wildcats will take over 1st down and 10 with 8:37 left.
Yeah, their punter is a good, Class A punter. That was almost the only reason they scored the first quarter against Watonga was because the kid punted it down, stopped it on about the 4-yard line, and then Watonga snapped it over his head, and that's how Watonga scored their first points of the season.
1st and 10 for Cashion. Harmon, screenplay again to Manning, right side. He's going to look for a block, make another guy miss to the 45. Great blocking by Nabavi to the 30, all the way down to the 27-yard line for a huge first down by Mason Manning.
Yeah, right there. If I could pick anybody on the team, if I got the ball in my hands to have in front of you blocking, it would be Nick Nabavi. I mean, that kid right there was out there just making a wall for Mason Manning to just eat up the yards. Great job by Nick. Great job by Mason getting that ball quick and getting up the field fast.
So 1st and 10, 8:16 here, first quarter. Cashion drive and snap. Fake. Harmon back pumps. He's got the slant just a little behind the intended receiver, Landon Lagasse, and we do have a flag on the play, most likely holding here. Looks like the umpire will have that one. It'll be a legal man downfield, Cashion Wildcats. That's a tough call. That'll be a 5-down penalty. Remain 1st down for the Cashion Wildcats, I believe. So it should be 1st and 15. And that's another situation. Timing was a little off there with Harmon and Lagasse on that slant.
Did they move it? They moved it up instead of back.
Well,
I'm confused right now because I could have swore they said that was on us. Maybe that was.
Was it illegal? I don't know.
Maybe that was a
legal touch. I don't know what that was.
Maybe the defense was offsides.
He touched his helmet. He touched the top of his head.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I've watched enough football, and I understand what that is.
And when you're out there and you kind of get going at the first of the game, just stepped it off the wrong direction, but
right.
they got it.
Hey, we like that.
I was like, okay, I'll take it.
So that'll bring it. I guess it stays 2nd and 15 here.
No, first.
It should be 1st and 15.
It is.
The board shows 2, but the field shows 1. So we'll stay 1st and 15 from the 34 now. Again, 8:09. Harmon back to pass. He's looking for the screen to Gilbert. Gilbert on a nice screen catch to the 30. Actually, Manning to the 20. Another stiff arm. Double. Thomas Terriers hitting the turf, and it's a Cashion Wildcats, big run and catch and run. It's like very close to the first down for Mason Manning.
Yeah, Mason, you get him out there and moving like that, and when you come up high, Mason's just so strong. He is going to put you on your back a lot of the times. You got to go and really wrap his legs up because, like I talked about last week, the kid's got tree trunks for legs.
One of the kids, you definitely got to bring some partners to the posse there to bring him down.
Yes. Harmon back to pass, looking for the double move by Lagasse. Goes up top, touchdown, Cashion Wildcats on the 20-yard hookup again. Harmon finding his man, number 19, and the Cashion Wildcats put another one on the board.
Well, just a great job right there by Landon to really sell that, coming up the field and then breaking it off, and then for Ben to just drop it in the bread basket. I mean, I'll try to get that pulled up so we can all see that again because, man, Ben dropped it in there where it had to be.
Perfectly placed.
And just to only he could catch it. And then for Landon, really, had that perfect concentration because the kid made a good comeback there and was able to kind of get his hands up there. But, man, Landon just concentration. Watch right here. Can't see the move really, but you'll see right here. Landon starts pulling away and just Ben drops it in perfectly for the Cashion Wildcat touchdown.
Jerry with the attempt falls actually just a little bit to the left.
Yeah, a little trouble on the extra point kick.
Kind of hit the crossbar and connected with the upright. So
I cannot believe how many times we've hit the crossbar this year. It's crazy.
Let's make it stop. Let's
That's
actually
right.
put it in. So,
let's fix that.
Score stays 13-0 here. Cashion Wildcats on a three-play drive. It went 49 yards, ended with a 20-yard toss to Lagasse. He's got 2 20-yard touchdowns in essence on the day. Credit Mason Manning with another fantastic screenplay and basically making the first guy miss, getting some good blocking, but some extra stiff arms. And the Cashion Wildcats are dealing here early first quarter, up 13-0.
Yeah, Mason hasn't had any of those touchdowns. He hasn't got across the goal line yet, but he's been a huge part of this game so far on the offensive side of the ball for Cashion. And keep putting the ball in his hands tonight, and he'll get in the end zone.
And the score is not correct online. We'll go ahead and get that fixed here in a second. It should be.
There's somebody's working on it.
Somebody's working on it. I'm trying to work on it myself here. We've got 13. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir. 13.
We'll go one more there. We should be 13-0 there. So appreciate it. That's the beauty. And if you're not following, if you don't have download the Squirtle app, make sure you do that. You can definitely provide live scoring updates. Follow all the scores across the country. Bryson Hogan kicking off from the 40. Deep again is number 2, Owen Baldwin and Poole. This one will go to Baldwin right around the 19. He'll catch, come to the middle, looking for some blocks. Going to the outside, cuts back. Number 77. Nice work there by my man Jaden Miller on special teams, along with Jake Branson. You can't miss number 22 coming down. And it's good to see number 9, Bryce Burke, returning to play after that tough injury in Perry a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Jaden Miller, great job there to come in and clean up. Vandorf kind of overran the play a little bit, and the Baldwin kid cut it back. And then, Miller was there to fly in there and make a big special teams play.
So Cashion Wildcats, we've got check-in here. You talked about Duran at middle linebacker. The freshman's checked in. Got a bunch set formation. Another fumbled snap, and guess who? Jackson Vandrup with a third tackle for loss on the day. The Thomas Terriers have run 4 plays on offense, and he's got 3 sacks.
It's going to be a long night for Thomas if they can't get the snap and timing deal rectified. It's really going to hurt that.
I have no idea. It's almost like he takes his eye off the ball. That one was close enough. You thought he would have got it. Coach Ward, I looked over at him right after that play, and he just kind of slumped down like, what are we doing, guys? Let's get this
First
right.
couple snaps were high and low, and then we had some fumbles, and
a little bit low and outside.
A little bit of trouble on the Thomas offense.
So Edwards in shotgun, joined by Baldwin to the left of him. Motion comes number 14. The give will go to Thompson. He'll work around. Eventually brought down by Joey Wilson, the defensive end, after about a healthy five-yard gain. So that'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Thomas Terriers.
Yeah, good job by Joey there to find him behind some of those bigger kids and bring him down and don't let him really get rolling. I think it was about a 4-yard pickup, but, man, when you're up there, you got Joey and Critter and Juicy and Jackson Vandriff, those boys up there, those aren't small boys, and they look little compared to those big boys from Thomas right now.
So big down, 3rd and 11, 6:05 here, first quarter running clock for the Thomas Terriers, looking to get their first down of the game. Edwards in shotgun. Looks like he'll go back to pass, a little pump. He's going deep. Jace Evans in coverage on number 24, and we'll have a flag. 2 flags. That'll be either defensive holding or pass interference, as the intended receiver was number 24, Taylor Palmer. And Jace didn't need to do that. He was running step for step for him. He was fine. But that'll definitely be a first down for the Thomas Terriers.
Jace knew he knew the coverage, and he knew he was kind of on an island out there by himself, right? And he did not want to let him get by him, catch one, and go to the house. And looked like he was, like you said, he was right there. That'll come with confidence. The more he gets to play out there, the more.
You talk about coming with confidence, and Jace not having been out there as much. I mean, you can definitely see why he did what he did there, which subsequently got that flag called.
So Aiden Williams in the middle is joined by Chase Ritter at tackle. Cooper Frazee's checked in at corner. Nathan Nababi, sophomore. 2 sophomores there at Cooper at corner, Nathan at safety. First down and 10, right around the 42. Snap, keep by Edwards. He'll come up the middle. He's got a nice little lane. Camden Maroney with a hand. Nathan Nababi with the tackle there, right around, looks like the Cashion 49. That'll be almost enough for a first down.
Yeah, just a good tough run right up the middle there. They're going to if Coach Ward does not use those big boys up front and try to run the ball up the middle, run between the tackles, then that's a crime, because as big as they
massive
are,
size,
and they can move make some holes. You've got to give those boys a chance to make holes for those running backs back there, because right there you saw it. You got good hard runners, and you got that size up front. You're going to make holes.
It's a give out to the left side to Baldwin. He's got a lane. That'll be Camden Maroney. Missed tackle there up front by Duran. Maroney on the cleanup, and another big-time run for the Thomas Terriers. 2 runs, 2 first downs, and it's first down and 10 from the Cashion 38-yard line.
Chris, we talked a little bit about Watonga and Morrison and some other teams last week. Who do you think is going to win tonight in the Watonga-Minko game?
I think Minko will come out with the win on that deal.
They're up 7-0 right now.
Are they really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So credit Thomas Terriers in Cashion territory. Their first, they're back-to-back first downs, 3 in a row on 3 plays. 4:36 here, running clock, first quarter. Edwards in shotgun. Baldwin to the right of him. That's going to be a give to Baldwin left side. Joey Wilson with the initial spin move, not there. It's like the ball gets flipped out. Are they going to call a fumble or no? Actually, they won't. So immediately. It's like Cam Maroney out there, as well as Gilbert, and looks like Lagasse on the tackle. And that'll bring up second down and about 6 or 7 here in Cashion territory.
The ball did come out. Landon is so good about coming up, and whenever they got somebody held up, he just goes for that ball. He's got those big, strong hands, tries to rip it out. The ball did come out there, but apparently the official had him stop there. Forward motion had stopped, and he had already blown the whistle before the ball came out.
And it will be a gain of 5 for Owen Baldwin, the junior. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 33. 3:47 here, first quarter action. We're going to work on the clock. Looks like we're going to have another timeout here by Coach Bob Ward, as his Thomas Terriers, after falling behind 13-0, are now bowing up with some very positive plays. We'll go to a commercial. Be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Gateway Realty is a mother-daughter team that has a heart for small-town life. Both Anita and Kelly were born and raised in Cashion and are still raising their families here. Their family homesteaded in Cashion in 1908, and it's been home ever since. Anita and Kelly know this town, love this town, and would love to help make this your home too. For a friendly face and trustworthy knowledge, call these hometown girls at 405-641-7388. Go Wildcats! Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com.
All right, welcome back to CWTV. Second down and 5, 3:42 first quarter. Thomas Terriers driving, getting the ball originally around the 35. First down off of pass interference, a couple good drives. Keeper there by Edwards. He's trying to work that left side. That time Lagasse, Maroney, Duran, and everybody else gang tackling, and he'll get nothing. Maybe a 1-yard gain. That'll bring up third down. Well, actually, a nice spot. We'll bring up about third down and 3 for the Terriers. Definitely 4-down territory.
With those guys up front as big as they are, I think you're going to see a lot of those kind of plays from Thomas. Not just ones where you're going to see massive yardage on every single play, but trying to get 5 and 6 or 4 and 5 yards every time, so they can keep the clock in their favor and keep the ball out of Ben's hands.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them have success on this left side over here, and look who's on this left side, big number 5'3", right? A lot of times he will just crash down that side. You'll see those running backs come around the edge and have success. See what the Cashion Wildcats do to combat that.
Yeah, run away from Jackson Vandruff. That's definitely the deal. Keeper by Edwards. He's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job there. Great push by the Cashion D-line. Jackson Vandruff, Joey Wilson, little Duran action. And I'll bring up fourth down and about 2.5 here for the Thomas Terriers. Right around, looks like right on the 30-yard line. We got 2:39 running clock here in the first quarter. Definitely no doubt here going to be going for it here with the Thomas Terriers. So Coach Ward gets his team out there. We've got Edwards and Baldwin in the backfield.
4th and 2 with those bigger boys. If they don't run up, try to go between the tackles, push push forward and try to get that first down.
And that's exactly what happens. The push is there. It looks like it won't be enough for the first down. And it will be Cashion football. Jackson Vandruff. We had Tommy Branson, the sophomore out there, number 76. You want to talk about, you don't ever want to say most improved player, but I absolutely love seeing the growth of Tommy Branson from his freshman to his sophomore year.
Hey, we weren't really paying attention. Apparently we weren't, because Tommy had a big play against Perry in that JV kind of portion of the game when it kind of got out of hand. He completely manhandled, just threw the center down and went and destroyed the runner in that game. And I saw the replay of it, or the play after the fact, and man, I just if you want to see a good play, go back and see that. I think his old pops posted it.
He was happy about
Facebook.
That one. 2:11 first quarter. Harmon back to pass. He's got Manning going deep down the sideline, going up, grabs it 40-yard line, catch by my man Mason Manning. Yes, sir. Climb that ladder, son. First down, Cashion Wildcats.
Wow. I mean, he had a defender there. He looked back, saw the ball.
Knew exactly where that ball was going to be.
Positioned himself perfectly to go up, reach out, and high point that ball over the top, over his shoulder, and come down. Almost kept his feet to go to the end zone, but came down. What a great catch. What a great throw by Ben Harmon, and the boys up front giving Ben enough time to deliver that pass.
We say Landon's name a lot when we talk about touchdowns, but Mason, he makes a lot of progress for Landon there, with Mason catching those really good passes and runs that he's had going down the field.
Yep. Harmon back to pass, gets sacked there. Great job there by number 55 for the Thomas Terriers. John Tyler Jones, a senior middle linebacker on the blitz. I think one of our up backs maybe didn't see him there in that situation. So with that, that'll bring up second down, double sticks, about 15, minute 24. Cashion Wildcats. Harmon getting a little flex there, a little stretch. And
big boy took him down. That time, just that time clock in your head. You got to get rid of the ball. He's kind of had some success sitting back there, and not that time.
Harmon with the gift, and the Bobby cuts up, stiff arm to the 30, falls forward, and they'll be close to a first down. So nice run there by Namabi. Great blocking there by the Cashion line on the right side. Big props to our guys. We always got to make sure and give them some love there. Preston Cotter, Camden Maroney, Joey Wilson at center, Juicy Martinez at offensive guard, and Chase Riddle right side. Jackson Vandruff is on the right side now at tight end. Harmon back to pass. Actually gives back to Namabi. Spin move, falls forward. Will it be enough for the first? Looks like it'll be close, but it'll bring up fourth down and short. 40 seconds here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that is going to be very close to that first down marker. And if we don't make it, I bet you Coach Shackelford, he's going to feed that rock right down up the middle, see if we can't get that first down. But never outguess Shackelford. He may try to go to the end zone on fourth and short.
4th and 1 from the 28, 15 seconds on the clock. Harmon looking at the play clock. He's got 13 seconds. So right around the quarter, snap, give the Nabavi right side, puts the shoulders, the pads down, takes about 3 guys for a ride, and that'll be an easy first down for the Cashion Wildcats, and that'll be the end of the first quarter as we set the ball. I gotta believe there it goes, 2-1, as the Cashion Wildcats are up 13-0. So guys, pretty much Cashion's been doing whatever they want on offense. Kudos to the Terriers for moving the ball a little bit there in that third possession, but it's been all Cashion here in the first quarter.
Yeah, most definitely. I think had they not had some trouble with their ball handling there in the backfield on their first offensive possession, I think we would have seen more or less first two offensive possessions. My apologies, but I think we would have seen more or less the same from what that one successful series that they just had there, had they not had those troubles.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is, that right there, that first down for Cashion is what you thought you would have seen from the Thomas Terriers with the size. Give it up to Preston Cotter, Chase Ritter, Juicy Martinez. Help me out with all of our big boys.
Chase Ritter, Juicy Martinez, Camden Maroney, Preston Cotter, Joey Wilson. Yeah,
Joey Wilson. Those guys right there had that push, and it was easy for Nick. I'm not saying it's easy. Not everybody could do what Nick does, right?
Well, no.
But
Cashion, yes, but no, you're right. Yes.
Those boys right there up front, they got that first down.
Might be a little partial. Coach Robertson, in my opinion, probably one of the best offensive line coaches in the state.
Yeah, I put $1 on that one, too, every single day. So Cashion Wildcats up 13-0 here. We have a fresh start here. The second quarter, the Cashion Wildcats will be taking over now on the west side. We'll be moving from right to left, right around the 22-yard line. The Terriers coming back out on defense. Coach Shack and the group having their conversation. And certainly big props, you're right, to the offensive line on those last 2 runs there for Nick Nabavi as the senior was able to get the first down on 4th and short. So 1st and 10. Any notes here? Are we doing okay? No pay dirt this weekend. A lot of bye games.
No, not in the pay dirt.
Yeah, but
Chad Tister just texted me and said 13-0. Minko's up over Watonga, and Minko's pretty much throwing the ball deep, and Watonga cannot move the ball.
So again, little attention there to Cashion's next week foe. Obviously, we have to take care of the Thomas Terriers, but we can always look ahead as the Cashion Wildcats will be taking on the Watonga Eagles in district play. Harmon back to pass, empty set, going across the middle. Gilbert with the touchdown. Cashion Wildcats put another one on the board. Yes, sir.
I told somebody before the game, Gilbert is going to score 2 touchdowns in this game tonight. And as I was walking across to come over to this press box, I walked by him. I said, hey, don't make me a liar, because I told somebody that you're going to score 2 touchdowns tonight, so make it happen. He said, yes, sir. And he said, man, I heard you say I was going to have a breakout game, and then I fell down or I dropped the pass. I said, well, we're going to change that tonight, big boy, and right there already on the board.
Well, we love the Gilberts, definitely partial Mundell Farm kids. We see them driving that Ford Ranger every single day. Kick is up. Is that a Christensen sighting? It sure is.
Nice.
Number 6, Chandler Christensen, the sophomore. He gets his opportunity. He puts it through. And it's 20-0, Cashion Wildcats.
Somewhere the doctor is smiling.
Quite the depth with our kicker position. That's something we usually never have. We've got, 3 of them?
Yeah, we do. We have a senior, a freshman, and a sophomore. So, yeah, the future's bright from the special teams perspective. Who knew?
Who knew?
Here's that replay right here. Just keep your eye on Mason Manning. They kind of saw him. They kind of came back and then just let Gilbert sneak behind the defense for the touchdown. Good play call right there. That's one of those plays that is set up by the big plays by Mason Manning. Those screen plays that we run to Mason where he just kind of drops back right there. The whole defense kind of started coming up towards him, snuck Seth Gilbert behind him for the big touchdown. Kai Gilbert. No, that was Seth. 18, wasn't it?
Yep.
18.
You said talk about Seth sneaking back there.
Yes.
I know in years past it's hurt us before when we've had, one receiver that you go to every single time with the ball. Well, like now you have multiple guys you can throw the ball to at any time when they're there, and so that kind of makes it a little easier on the passing game when you're not just having to focus on one person.
All right, so kicking for the Cashion Wildcats from the 40 will be Bryson Hogan, the senior, Mr. Freeze, as we call him on the basketball court. Deep for the Thomas Terriers, that usual suspect, number 2, Owen Baldwin, and number 1, Trayon Poole. That one will go to Baldwin. He'll catch it right around the 21. He'll cut back to the middle. Coverage is there. Jake Branson, the initial move. Nice moves there by Baldwin. It eludes 2 Cashion Wildcats and will go out of bounds right around the 32-yard line for first down and 10 with 11:47 here in the second quarter.
Hey, look at this. Oh, man, I missed it. the view is just unbelievable.
Oklahoma
tonight.
sunsets, as we say.
You can't beat them.
As they say, hashtag no filter.
Yeah, you can see it a little bit there, but man, for a Friday night in Oklahoma, the weather couldn't be better for a little football, and I am loving it.
So the Thomas Terriers coming out for their third possession of the night. Again, the Cashion Wildcats going 71 yards with a 22-yard hookup to Seth Gilbert from Ben Harmon. Harmon's got 3 touchdowns on the night. Terriers will be taking over. Looks like we do have Edwards and Baldwin in the backfield. Motion is number 14, Thompson. It'll be a give to Edwards. He'll come back up the middle on the RPO. Big hit by Vandruff, and Nabavi with the initial hold. And looks like Vandruff will come back and make the tackle right around the 39, 40-yard line. That'll bring up second down and short for the Terriers. A lot of hand grabbing there. I'm not too happy about the tackling there by the Cashion Wildcats.
That's one of my keys to the game.
Yeah, you kind of got to avoid the arm tackles and the hand tackles.
You got to come up, make good tackles, gang tackle, and bring them down. Because, like I said, these boys have they are a very great team that has a lot of tradition of playing hard. And these boys have seen the people come before them, and they know how to run the ball hard. They're going to do that every single play. If you don't come to play, they're going to run through arm tackles.
Baldwin with the give left side. That time he gets nothing as the Cashion Wildcats gang tackle, as Chris Gibson said. Keys to the game. We've got a ton of guys out there. I see Duran. I see Joey Wilson. I see Bryce Burke, the sophomore. A lot of young guys in there making plays. And no gain on that. And I'll bring up third down and 4 from the 40. 2:42 running clock here. Second quarter actions. The Cashion Wildcats are up big, 20-0. Big stop here for the defense. Have a chance for Harmon to come back out and get the score. Hey, by the way, I've noticed Coach Ward is really working the play clock. I guess that's maybe part of the game plan to lessen the opportunities for the Cashion Wildcats.
Well, you saw it. They took a lot of time off the clock on that big, long drive. They didn't get on the board, but they did take off some time and were able to, keep the Wildcats to only 2 touchdowns in that first quarter instead of, 3 like they got against Minko.
I think you'll find that's probably going to be a lot of team strategies. Keep the ball out of Ben's hands as long as possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk
there it is right there.
about
You see that view right there now? I like it.
Did your man was Ms. Parrott up there watching?
I guess he's listening. That's
all right.
Beautiful sunset.
Hey, big shout out to our crew here. We can't do it without them. I see Gage Beddick as well as Colton Niemeyer and our man Mark on the field and Mark Parrott up top on the rooftop cam. We are so thankful for them and everything that they do for us. Our student volunteers. I don't know, maybe not volunteer. Maybe they get a little side hustle, maybe a grade or two, but. Can't do it without them. Of course, big shout out to Teresa Carnes. We definitely appreciate her and her sponsorship as well. We've got some of her equipment, so big thanks to them. So that'll be third down and 4 from the 40. 10-19 here, second quarter action. The Cashion Wildcats, 20-point lead. And, I was about to say there's a lot of talk about what the best offense is in Class A. You definitely have to include the Cashion Wildcats part of that conversation over the last few years.
They might be up there.
Yeah, maybe. So, Terriers in shotgun. We've got Edwards and Baldwin, usual suspects back there. Trips down below. Edwards will keep it. He'll come back up. And Nick Nabavi, with the initial hit, wraps up around the knees and the ankles. He gets some help there from Aiden Williams and Camden Maroney. We love Cheese, one of the best pound-for-pound athletes you'll find out there on the field. And that'll bring up fourth down and 3. And does Coach Ward go for it?
I told him I'm punting just to get them a little bit farther away, but the way it's been with the Cashion Wildcats, it don't matter where you start on the field, they're going to get there quick. So you might as well try to get a first down. But it looks like they are going to bring that punting
maybe
team
a
out
fake.
on the football
Maybe
field.
a fake here.
Hey. They are a well-coached team. I bet they have something drawn up for that.
You definitely got to want to, if you're going to play the game of running the clock down to keep it out of Ben's hands, you also are going to want to get some points on the boards to keep that strategy rolling.
So back to kick is number 10, Ryden Looper. He's got a high hanger. It's going to hit around the 39, roll back. That's not what a punter wants. And with a little kickback English, the Cashion Wildcats will be taking over. First down and 10, right around the, looks like the Cashion 43-yard line. Hey, do you want to go timeout? You want to leave it here?
We can go to quick timeout.
Oh, actually, it looks like we got the run here. Clock's going. So we'll keep it here as the Cashion Wildcats will be taking over. Fourth possession of the night. The Cashion Wildcats starting from the 35, the 49, and the 29. This is right around, I guess, the average there for the Cashion Wildcats, right around the Cashion 44. First down and 10. We've got 3 wide receivers, Ace up top, twins down below, Jackson Vandruff in that H-back, stinger, whatever you want to call it, position. Cowboy back if you're a Stillwater guy. Nabavi to the right of Harmon. Harmon with the swing pass to Mason Manning's got the tunnel, cuts it back outside of the 50 to the 45, 40. Stutter steps out of bounds, and another first down for Mason Manning on a swing pass. Golden tonight.
I mean, the coaches are just seeing out here it's a mismatch, right? You got two kids out here that can just absolutely fly, and you got a kid in Gilbert that can, sneak behind the defense like we just saw it, or get out there and block. And you give Mason Manning that much room, he's going to make a big play. He's going to make a kid miss and go for big yardage almost every single time. They're going to have to – Thomas is going to have to make an adjustment on that.
No safety help here. It looks like he's going to go for Lagasse over the top. He's wide open. We got a flag. If it stands, it'll be a touchdown.
They're going to get Joey Wilson downfield right there. Looked like he snuck down the field about 3 yards or about 4 yards. I think he can only go about 3.
Well, that right there, you'd have to be an elementary school CASA coach to recognize that one for sure. They got manned up, Lagasse all by himself, no safety help. I mean, basically Shaq was drawing it up, daring the Thomas Terriers to figure something out. And
they did call the illegal man downfield. But, I mean, Joey Wilson couldn't have been more than two or 3 yards from where the flag was down the field, but he sure enough called it.
So that'll bring up first down and 15 from the 29 now. Just more yards for the Cashion Wildcats. That's all we say here on Homer Television for the Cashion Wildcats.
They run the same play. Look at that.
Run the same play. It's the same formation. Harmon back to pass. He's got the pump. He's got the out to Lagasse. He catches it on his fingertips, makes a move, cuts through underneath, and he'll fall to the 19 for a first down. Tackle made out there by number 25, Jacob Edwards. But nice shoestring catch there by Landon Lagasse to get the first down.
Yeah, good job by Ben just to get the ball out there. He's manned up. I mean, if you have a man out there one-on-one with Landon Lagasse, we're going to go to him almost every single time. And that time, Landon, he tried to get around him. The kid did a good job of keeping him in front until some of his partners could get over there to make that tackle. But a lot of times, Landon's going to get by you and go score right there if he's got that much room.
All right, so 8:50 here. Cashion Wildcats marching in the red zone, 19-yard line. Harmon looking to his left. He's got the corner route out to Lagasse. Lagasse bobbles, catches to the 5, puts on the Jets. Touchdown to the pylon. Cashion Wildcats add another one, 26-0.
Boy, one-on-one with Landon Lagasse is a place you don't want to find yourself.
Yeah, and Landon right there, I mean, he caught the ball, and the kid had an angle to really get to him before he got to the pylon, and Landon just went into another gear and got there, just turned on the Jets to get to that pylon before the kid even knew really what happened. Landon was by him and in the end zone for the Cashion Wildcat touchdown.
So 19-yard touchdown reception from Lagasse, his third of the game. Bryson Hogan with the kick. It's up. Money. Extra point is good, and the Cashion Wildcats up 27-0 here. Early second quarter, 8:36. Got a shout out for my man Eric Williams.
Yeah, here's the replay right here. You see Landon just turns on the Jets and gets to the end zone for the touchdown.
Hey, don't you guys love instant replay? You're welcome.
Love it.
My man Chris Gibson working technology.
And it is straight ingenuity the way we're doing this.
Absolutely. That's just how things get done. That's the beauty of just being an American, right?
That's right.
Given the opportunity to have personal choice, to have competition, to grow. You know what I'm saying, Chris?
That's right.
And you allow those folks who can rise up, right? You know what I'm saying?
Preach it. Preach it.
God bless America.
Hey, Eric Williams said we got to get some more of the sideline with the cheerleaders because he wants to see his daughter.
Hey, we tell our cameramans not to, to make sure to keep it on the game, but absolutely we love our cheerleaders. They got a big competition coming up Saturday, Chickasha High School, 10:15 regionals. Definitely love them. Coach Amber Hobgood and Casey Williams, they do a phenomenal job.
Fantastic
It's just been
job.
outstanding the last few years.
There you go,
very
Mark.
close.
Mark's got the cheerleaders in there now.
Love Mark listening here. So Bryson Hogan off with a kickoff from the 40, again working from east to west, right to left, deep as Baldwin and Poole. That one will go to Baldwin again. That's a deep kick. That will go inbounds. It'll stay in bounds. It's still in bounds. Did it go out? I swear to God, it did not go out of bounds.
Flag on the play.
He must have had one bounce out right on the line.
I didn't see any flexion of that white part of the turf.
Pretty poor decision by Owen Baldwin there to just turn around and kind of let that roll there. That could have easily turned into something that Coach Ward would not have been happy about.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the out-of-bounds kickoff and the mark-off, the Terriers will get it at the 35. Automatic. Anything beyond the 35-yard line goes out of bounds, close to the end zone, spotted at the 35. Anything in front of the 35, and they'll spot it exactly where it goes out of bounds. And so the Thomas Terriers taking over their 4th possession of the game. 1st and 10 from the 35. 8:36, second quarter. Again, appreciate you guys joining me. Neiman Ababi, Chris Gibson, my man Drew Baker live from Thomas, Oklahoma. We've got, looks like Owen Baldwin actually, I apologize. It is Edwards back in shotgun. Baldwin next to him. It'll be a give to Baldwin, and he'll be the keeper by Edwards. Good read. It was the right read by the quarterback. Was that Jackson? Who was that in the backfield?
I could have swore he had the ball. Baldwin had the ball in his hands. It looked like as he was coming down. He
usual
kind of
suspect of Cheese getting off the turf there.
So we'll give credit to Camden Maroney, outside linebacker. The kid is a literal. I mean, he is the definition of a walking bowling ball, and it's not the 9-pound variety. That would be the 15-pound variety.
And last year you saw him up on that line playing that nose guard position. He's a kid that is just can move around and play any position well. I mean, he even played quarterback, in Little League.
That's exactly right. Give this time to Ball. Bam! Big hit. Was that Nababi coming through? I don't know if it was our ball. It was Nababi along with Duran. So the linebacker action there coming through. Big hit. And I'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Terriers.
I saw Abe Williams get in on that too. That kid right there, he talking about the nose guard position. He's done a great job this year for the Cashion Wildcats, filling in there for Camden Maroney since Camden's been moved out to linebacker. Aiden Williams, and then you got Tommy up there.
Got Tommy.
Branson, man, sophomore, just doing work.
Tommy's one of those just pleasant, calm, nice kids. And, you always see it, the kid that can, turn it on in the football field. That's
just
Tommy
flip a switch.
Jet sweep there by number 3. That's Gage Johnson. Back to pass. Actually, Baldwin will work to his right. He's running for his life. Tackle made by guess who? 8-8. He's going to be seeing that guy in his nightmares tonight as Jackson Vandrup with another tackle for loss. Kid is a nightmare. And I'll bring up 4th down and double sticks here for the Terriers, and it's going to be punt situation.
I mean, what can you say about those boys up front? Just putting the pressure on. I talked about the quickness, right? When you're going against a team with the size that Thomas has up front, you're going to have to get skinny, be quick, get in that backfield, and make something happen. And that's exactly what those boys up front are doing tonight, and they are doing it well.
Very well.
Ryder Looper out to punt again, 4th punt of the night for him. Almost had a chance to get it. It's going to be hit the 50. It'll roll. Come across to the 46-yard line in Cashion territory. They'll roll dead, and it'll be down by number 77 by the Thomas Terriers. That's Colton Stinson, and the Cashion Wildcats will be taking over 6-12. My money is 3 plays and a touchdown, but let's see what Coach Shackelford dials up for the Cashion Wildcats here.
Yeah, I mean, Cashion Wildcats are not going to take their foot off the gas pedal. He's going to see what Thomas is going to line up and give them, and he's going to exploit it tonight. And they have the weapons to do that, to kind of do whatever they want to. And Coach Shackelford is such a master at setting up big plays, and it's been one after the other tonight.
Jaden Miller at the H-back fake, looking for Manning on the comeback. He gets it at the 40, little spin move to the outside, cuts back, out of bounds. A great job there. Great route by Mason Manning, getting the comeback, and that'll be a 1st down, Cashion Wildcats.
That right there is just an awesome route. That's creating your own separation, getting open, making your team better. Right there, Mason Manning, a huge play
and
right
that's been
there.
A big kind of theme on the offense of the last couple of weeks is you see Mason kind of on those helper routes getting us down the field until Shaq gets us in a position where most of the time we go to Landon Lagasse.
And speaking of Lagasse, he split out outright. He's got number 13 matched
Nobody
up.
over
Zach
the top.
Clancy, the
Again.
sophomore. Feel sorry for the sophomore here. Let's see what happens. Harmon back to pass, and we do have a flag, false start for the Cashion Wildcats. I think it's the 4th penalty for the Wildcats here. And so that will march it back another 1st and 15. But I think it's part of Shaq's overall plan to continue to get more yards as we continue to try to grow respect as one of the better Class A offenses here in the state of Oklahoma.
I mean, they could be up there this year.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
There's some folks who think maybe their team has the best offense in the state. But, hey, listen, we love our Cashion Wildcats.
Is this Homer TV?
This is Homer Television.
Not at all.
Bobby right side. He'll kick it back out looking for that block. He'll get to the edge, to the 30. Looks like he's still on his feet. Nababi working all the way back down and out
Taking
of
about
bounds.
4 Thomas Terriers down with him.
Down to the 19. Nababi's not going to wow you with speed. I think he was clocked at a 4.849 at the OBU camp, but he certainly will make sure that he'll put you a Dora Explorer backpack style. He'll carry you down to the first down mark, and that'll be another first down for the
I
Cashion
love the way
Wildcats.
he is a smart runner, though. He doesn't have the speed to just break loose, so he uses his blockers, gets out there, and uses them to the best of his ability. And then whenever he does finally get out there, it takes a lot of them to bring him down and gets a lot of the yards after that initial contact.
Harmon with the screen back out to Manning, and looks like he steps out of bounds. Short gain there. Maybe to your point, Chris, to set something up. It looks like about 2 or 3. So have we had a drop? Has I don't want to jinx Harmon. Has he had an incompletion?
I don't believe so.
Oh, no, he did have 2 behind.
At the beginning, at the very beginning.
Other than that, it's been fantastic on the night with 4 touchdowns. 5:48 here, second quarter. Harmon in shotgun. Nababi to the right of him. We got bunch formation on the right. He's looking left to Lagasse. He's double teamed. Ball goes up. Lagasse goes up. And it looks like we have it. What do we have here?
Interception. That was a good play. Yep.
So we do have an interception. Nice job by number 13, Zach Clancy, and it was me on the jinx of Harmon. I'll keep my mouth shut
You
next
called
time.
it.
So nice job there. Looks like they did bracket Lagasse that time. They had over-the-top safety in the corner rolling with him as he was by himself. So the turnover, the first of the night, good ball. I thought it was a chance for Lagasse to go up and get it.
It was, and it almost looked like he had it control of it for a little bit there before they went down. But unfortunately, there was some other hands in the way.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that Shackelford's over there talking to Ben, saying, "Guy, you had somebody open. You got to get the ball to him." But Ben's sitting there going, "I'm going to get a little greedy here. I'm going to throw it up to big 1-9 and see if he can't come down
He's
with
done
the
it
ball."
before. He had an OBJ style last time. Motion across for the Terriers, 1st and 10, right around the 20. We do have a false start, so that'll move it back for the Terriers another 5, and the mistakes continue to pile up for the guys in green.
That is just something you don't want to see happen, especially with 5 minutes left in the first half. You can't, on an offense that's already had troubles at the beginning of the game, you don't want to see stupid penalties like that. I say stupid penalties. Unfortunate penalties like that take you back even further. And now they have almost 2 chain links to make up here.
So 1st and 15 from the 15, 5:40 down 27-0. The Terriers are trying to do something here. Their 5th possession of the game. They did a nice drive on their 3rd possession, got a few first downs, but it's been all Cashion on defense tonight.
Been a rocky half for the Thomas Terrier offense.
Blitz showing Maroney looking to come inside. Give up the middle. Actually, the keeper by Actually, it was a give up to Owen Baldwin, the right side. He'll go down. A very short gain, if anything. Looks like he'll get a couple, and that'll bring up 2nd down and long.
I mean, his ball fake is really good, but our defense is just there on either side. It doesn't matter where the ball goes.
Yep.
Somebody's hitting him in the mouth.
Hitting somebody.
Yep.
You can't find the quarterback, find the running back. So with that, that'll bring up 2nd down and 13. 2-yard gain to the 17. Running clock, 5:10. Terriers looking to get something here before the half. They will get the ball in the 3rd quarter.
Like Shaq said before, if you don't know what you're doing, just hit somebody of the opposite color.
Empty backfield for the Terriers. Baldwin back to pass. He's looking to his left, going deep, heaves it. Evans in coverage. Is he out of bounds?
Out of bounds.
Looks like he is out of bounds. So nice work by Evans using that body to work the receiver. Great catch there by number 13. Give him credit, Zach Clancy, who also had that interception. But that'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Terriers.
Which I'm not sure if it's just because he hadn't had the time to, but their quarterback can throw the rock pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's probably why he's back there instead of Baldwin, because I think he has that better arm and a little more accurate than Baldwin.
He just hadn't had the passing time.
No, he just doesn't have a time. And Jackson, if he would have held it on to the ball for about a half second longer, Jackson would have absolutely destroyed him.
As they say, raw meat, right?
Woo, man.
So Jace Evans in great coverage again. I mean, got to
Yes.
give credit to Jace. I mean, running step for step in great coverage. You know, Jace getting a little bit more minutes here over the last few weeks. Just to probably
And he's
doesn't
played
want to make a
good.
mistake.
And he's played good.
Probably playing a little conservative, but I love what he's doing out there. And we've got Lane coming out. It's got the sunset,
Oh,
the
yeah.
heavens open up. Yes.
We've been getting that. Here, I'll click over to our little.
Sound like a bunch of college girls up here talking about our sunset.
Let's go. It's a
No shame in my game, brother.
for the gram, as they say. Always
For the gram.
I think there was a song about that. Nonetheless, the Cashion Wildcats up 27-0. Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker. We are absolutely pleased, fortunate, blessed, all those positive words. It's Sunday on Friday night for us here as we are at the Church of Football, and we're glad to bring this to you guys tonight.
What do they call this? Don't they call this something out here?
I don't know. You know what I did
Palace
see?
in the Prairie?
Hey, no.
Oh.
Actually, there was a nice write-up. Give a shout-out to Prep Red Zone. They did a nice write-up actually about Nick Nabavi. Bryce McKinnis, who does some work for them, he called it the Palace on the Pasture.
Palace
on the
Pasture.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but we may run with it. But 3rd and 13, 4:49 here for the Cashion Wildcats against the Terriers.
They meant it as a term of endearment, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
sure, absolutely. I don't think anyone will take offense to it. Edwards in shotgun. He'll keep it, run up the middle, looking for something. Cameroni with the initial hit. Coming through, looks like on cleanup was, is that Duran? Duran, it sure was, number 13. And we have called his name a ton.
A ton.
In the last 2 weeks.
For a freshman to get out there in meaningful minutes against, a Miko team that's really good and a Thomas Terrier team that has the tradition they do, get out there and really perform as a freshman.
And not a bad run there on that last play by the Thomas Terriers.
4th and 2, going for it, 4:19. Coach Ward looking to get something going on here. Go ahead and get it to Baldwin. He'll go cut back outside looking for something. He's got nothing. Tommy Branson, Cameroni. No, sir. Aiden Williams and the Cashion Wildcats will take over 1st down and 10 deep in Terrier territory.
That is an unfortunate turnover there for the Thomas Terriers.
Right there. I mean,
right there.
You got to, if you're Coach Ward, what are you going to do, right? You're going to try, it's 4th and 1. You got the big boys up front. Let's try to push through and get a first down there, keep the ball a little bit longer in this first half and try to get something going. And, man, the Cashion Wildcat front line is just doing solid work up front.
He looked like he would have had it, too, minus he got met with a host of white jerseys that pulled him back a little bit.
If he wouldn't have got tackled, he'd have scored.
He would. 1st down and 10. Harmon back to pass, looking to his left, screenplay to Nabavi. Captured on the 20, the 25, gets a block. He has a chance, breaks the screen, into the end zone. Nick Nabavi on the 28-yard screenplay from Ben Harmon and put another 6. It's a Cashion Wildcats touchdown.
Yeah, great job right there by Nick sneaking out there. Great play call by Coach Shackelford. Ben delivered the ball, and then Seth Gilbert. Again, we saw it last week. If you're overzealous on that blocking, that would have been a block in the back. He could have came up there, put his hands on the guy. They'd have thrown the flag for blocking the back. Great job by him just to kind of get in the way as much as he can without throwing a block, and it sprung Nick Nabavi to the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow, 33-0 first half. Shades of 2019 and 2020. Jerry out for the kick. Nabavi with the hold. Kick is up. It's a beaut. Down the middle. Yes, ma'am.
It is good.
Extra point is good, and the Cashion Wildcats up 34-0 here in the second quarter. 3:58 left. We got an instant replay. We got a commercial.
You know what? I'm not very good at my job, and I didn't.
We got to get you a mouse, my man.
Yeah, and I had to play, but they got to see the ground level view of Nick's touchdown. So sorry, Nick, that I didn't get the bird's eye view. But
we'll be watching it tonight.
It was pretty fun.
I know Mom and Nabavi will have that one clipped up and saved and put down as the Cashion Wildcats on a beautiful sunset evening here live from Thomas, Oklahoma. Take a 34-0 lead. And Drew, we talk about this all the time. I've asked you, you've been in the head of Coach Shack. You've played for him. We're up 34-0, 3:58 left. I mean, what do we do here? What's going to happen?
I think most of the time you'll see anytime that, we get a lead like this, even before going into half, I think until you get into that second half, he's going to leave, the same personnel out there and just shore up things before you get into that second half. And I imagine when we come out of halftime, you'll probably still see a lot of the starters still out there until we maybe put one or two more on the board,
he'll sprinkle
hopefully.
In some backup guys.
Absolutely.
Here and there. I love the plan. Bryson Hogan out to kick from the 40. Bryson's been a busy guy today. 6 touchdowns for the Cashion Wildcats. Means 6 kickoffs. Bryson Hogan from the 40 working right to left. Deep is number 2, Owen Baldwin. He will catch it this time right around the 22. He's going to work that sideline. He's got nowhere to go. Cuts back out. In the middle, Bryce Burke. It looks like number 55. Is that Dagan Lloyd? Yeah. Dagan Lloyd, my man, 55, the freshman.
Great tackle.
Coming through, and he gets in the books as the freshman finds his way. He lost his shoe.
Knocked his own shoe off.
Coach Wood's going to come over and beat him up a little bit too. So Coach Shack will come over and a lot of excitement. And this is true community, true teamwork, and true teammates and culture when you can see that happen for the Cashion Wildcats.
Lots of helmet slaps and fist bumps down there on the sidelines.
Love Dagan Lloyd. Had a chance to coach him a little bit in some Casa football.
Hey, his parents came in and bought some circus tickets today from me.
Love the family.
That's
All right.
straight community right there when you come into the
Mama was
business
from
downtown.
Cashion. Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely. 350, 1st and 10. Motion coming through is number 14, Jet Thompson. He gets it right side, nowhere to go. Cuts back up the middle. Camden Maroney says, no, sir, you can't go anymore. But a nice, healthy game there. Nice work there. Individual play by Jet Thompson as the outside was basically blocked off, cut it in, and got about 6.
Yeah, that time you just kind of making what you can. And the kid's a shifty little kid right there and got the 6 yards, made something out of nothing, like you said, Nima. But, man, you got Camden Maroney out there cleaning up anything that got by that line, and he usually doesn't let them get by him.
Now, not a lot of people make it by Camden.
We love Camden Maroney. So 2nd and 5 from the 39. Looks like we got an outside blitz coming. They sure do. They're coming right up the middle. It's coming Cam Maroney. Speaking of the devil. And lo and behold, yes, it's number 88. Jackson Vandruff on the cleanup. Nate Nababi is like, come on, let me get a sack, Jackson.
Yeah, between Camden and Jackson Vandruff, there's a hard time finding some other people to make some tackles back there. Save some for the rest of them, boys.
So Shaq, smelling a little blood, calls a timeout with 3:04, 3rd down and 12. Hey, let's talk about, we have 2 new assistant coaches on the team. I know
Brett Wilson, Quentin Thorpe, they were seniors when I was a freshman. They were on that team that lost to Thomas, actually, in the finals in 2014. So both, and then Brett went on and played at Oklahoma State, and then Quentin went and played at OBU, where Alex is. So both guys that have been coached by Coach Robertson and Coach Shackelford and everything else, and they're coming back with some new ideas from their time in college on the line.
I absolutely love their energy. I love everything that they do and bring. Always smiling, positive. I know I don't talk to Nick a whole lot. He kind of mumbles and bumbles and kind of rolls through, gets a hug. We tell him we love him. But Nathan loves to talk about the coaches and has absolutely loved the new coaches and the staff that have been coming on, and wanted to make sure and give them a shout out.
Well, how beautiful is it? There's 2 kids that were very successful on the football field, went on to the next level, had great college careers, come back, and they're not getting paid.
Nope.
They're coming out here because they want to be out here. They want to make Cashion football as great as it can be, and they spend a lot of time and effort out here and pour into these boys and this community. How awesome is that for those boys to come back and be part of Cashion football?
Screenplay outside. Nick Nababi in the coverage on Baldwin. He's not going anywhere. And it looks like Coach Wood wants the timeout. Looks like he's going to hold on to it, as that will bring up 4th down on the tackle for loss. In essence, the pass out to the flats. Looks like it'll be 4th and about 17. 2:42 running clock. Cashion will have the ball, probably most likely with about 2:20 on the clock as Landon Lagasse goes back. I believe Coach Ward and number 10, Ryden Looper, will use every bit of that 15 seconds left on the play clock. I'm not sure if it will matter, but and again, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but nonetheless, Cashion missing 1 player. It looks like they're asking for another one. But no, it looks like we've got 11. So the snap is there. Vandruff out of chance. That one will go out of bounds. Not sure if the step off will come back into Cashion territory, but the Cashion Wildcats will have the ball.
Vandruff has almost got that block about 3 times tonight.
Looking at some scores here from some of the other places around Class A. Morrison beating Haskell 28-0 in the first quarter with 2 minutes
bounce
left.
back for them.
Absolutely. Pawhuska losing to Hominy at
What?
Hominy. Yep.
Are you
Pawhuska
kidding?
losing.
That's an Osage County upset.
12-21 losing.
Wow.
With 8 to go in the second quarter.
They'll come back.
They'll come back listening to you. You
Hooker
look like a closet Husky fan.
Hooker beating Booker 30-0.
Okay.
Say that 10 times fast.
Please no.
Please don't.
All right, we've got 1st down and 10 right at midfield. Harmon in the backfield and shotgun. Nababi to left him in. Screenplay to Gilbert out in front. Off of his hands. He had blockers as Lagasse and big old boy Vandruff were out there taking on the Terriers. It'll fall to the ground. It'll be incompletion. It will stop the clock. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 50 for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad 2 guys to see out in front of you either. Blocking
goodness.
is Vandruff and Landon Lagasse. Seth's going to definitely want that one back in his hands because he could have sprung that one for a big gain.
So Cashion coming out the same formation. 2nd and 10 from the 50, 2:08. Harmon, a little conversation out there with Vandruff. Let's see what happens here. Aced out is Lagasse. Looks like he's going to his left. Double pump. Harmon rolls out looking for the out to dig to Manning. Manning makes a move, stays in bounds, tiptoes. And the line judgment calls him out of bounds. He looked good to me, but that will stop the clock on the first down. It'll be first down and 10 for the Cashion Wildcats as they're in Terrier territory.
The Watonga Eagles having a little bit of trouble tonight against the Minko Bulldogs, 6-21.
Well, but, how many times have we seen Mason Manning get the ball out there and just tiptoe up that sideline or make somebody miss right there, and you don't know if he's in or out, and then he's gone.
Threads the needle on the sideline.
I love it.
So Manning is, speaking of the devil, is aced out by himself, all by himself out here on the field side. He's got number 2, Baldwin, matched up with him at corner. Now Bobby to the left of Harmon. Harmon back to pass, looking for Manning. Caught! Comes down with it. That is a completion. Great ball by Ben Harmon on the dig to Manning. Manning says, I got this. Let's go.
Yeah, right there. Mason, I was watching him release. He released and Baldwin, he threw his hand up like, Ben, throw it deep. Baldwin turned his shoulders completely, and as soon as he did that, Mason dropped down, turned around, and the ball was delivered. Strike for the first down.
So first and 10 from the 23, 139 left here in the second quarter, first half action. Again, the Cashion Wildcats up 34-0, looking to add to that. We've got Lagasse matched up by himself out to the right. Harmon looking for a screen, actually comes up in the pocket, steps up, looking to throw. He'll keep it, and he'll wisely step out of bounds and stop the clock on another first down run. It's close to a first down, I believe, right around the 15. And the Cashion Wildcats are moving.
Maybe not the play development that you want there, but still a great run by Ben.
Hey, you know what I loved? Absolutely. Just stepped up in the pocket. The pocket collapsed on the outside. He stepped up, found a lane, kept his eyes up, looking for somebody to find open. And again, that kid's thrown a ball a few times here for the Cashion Wildcats.
How many times in his sophomore year would that have been where he pulled it down, maybe tried to roll outside or something like that? That time he just stepped up into the pocket, tried to find somebody down the field. There wasn't anybody there. Pulled it down and got 6 yards out of it.
Fantastic. Again, one of the top quarterbacks in the state, statistically and as a person. Harmon coming back down the middle to Vandruff. Vandruff, the sweet move, touchdown. Jackson Vandruff on the 16-yard toss from Ben Harmon, showing some sweet moves. Pick up your stuff, man. That's a touchdown. Cashion Wildcats.
Wow, right there, Vandruff just found that soft part of that zone right there, turned around, and Ben found him, delivered another strike, gave him time to turn around and make a kid miss. Nimbly bimbly, is that what they say? Jackson Vandruff just made the kid miss and then got in the end zone.
So 16-yard strike from Harmon to Vandruff. 6 touchdown in the first half. Christensen for the kick. It's up. It was a tough hold. I think we'll put that one on Nick Nabavi. Christensen says, hey, man, do better for me, brother. I only get an opportunity every once in a while.
Yeah, just watch right here. You'll see Jackson Vandruff just find that weak spot in the zone, and Ben just delivers a strike, gives him a chance to get in the end zone. See ya. Into the end zone for Vandruff for the big touchdown.
Jackson also a kid that's not going to be on the easy spectrum to bring down once he's moving like that either.
Again, we talk about this all the time. I still don't believe he understands how big and strong he is. He's such a pleasant kid. He comes over to the house. We hang out.
I don't think I've ever heard him talk.
He's just a good kid. To your point, I just swear, I just don't think he literally knows how strong he is. And when that light switch, especially on the basketball court, you're going to see an absolute animal for the Cashion Wildcats. But we love him right now, even if it's version 2.0. So Jackson Vandruff on a 16-yard touchdown pass. That was a 50-yard drive, about 4 plays. Again, set up with Mason Manning, a couple digs by Mason Manning, and a nice run by Harmon. Out to kick. It looks like we do have a new kicker. Who do we have out there kicking?
Quite the showcase tonight by the Wildcats on the kicker side of things.
Is that? No, it is Bryson. That's not Bryson.
23.
Hogan.
Who's 23?
No, I don't know. It says Bryson Hogan on the roster. Hogan's number 9 or 8. Nice little kick there to the 20. Edwards with the catch. He'll work back to the middle. Max Higdon initially the first one there. Looks like he's eventually brought down number 55. Is that my man Lloyd again? Lloyd had the ankles. See Jake.
No,
Branson.
he's gonna run. That was Jake, I think.
Yeah, Jake Branson.
I think 23 is I think he's the foreign exchange student. Maybe.
Is that the foreign exchange
I
student?
think so.
Okay. The kid from France.
I think so.
All right.
We'll have to find out. I'll find that out.
Hey, it was a nice little kick there for number 23. We'll get a name for him and a little shout out. We are international here at Cashion Wildcats TV broadcast.
Hey, and I was supposed to tell you
please.
it's Adelaide, Jerry, not Adeline.
I know. I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
I was supposed to tell you.
I don't even know my own name. So, Jerry family, we love you. I love you. Adelaide, Jerry. My apologies.
Adelaide.
My bad. See, I can't even get it right. We'll just say Jerry. But we love her anyway. 1st and 10, 106 here from the 34. The Terriers with a give. Actually, the keeper by quarterback. A nice little tackle there by Nathan Abavi, just going low and hanging on. That's what your safeties are supposed to do. As Jacob Edwards, the junior, moves forward. He gets about 8 on that, and will bring up 2nd down and 2.
The plays where they've been successful in their run game, I mean, they have the materials there. I mean, the plays that they've been successful in the run game, they look good. They look well executed like they're supposed to. They just unfortunately have had some struggles.
They're far and few and far between is what they say, right?
37 seconds, running clock, 2nd and 3 from the 41. Terry's looking to get something going on here. Jet sweep here by the Thompson in motion. Fumble, snap. Vandruff with a hit. Is he going to get the ball? He will get it as he outfights and blows up Edwards. It will be a shame if they give it to them, and they will. Jackson Vandruff, early MVP here tonight. Fantastic. And the Cashion Wildcats with 25 seconds are looking for more blood.
They're going to get my score before the first half is over with. I can't let them score right here, Thomas. Come on.
You stop your mouth there. That's terrible.
Chris has got money on this game.
We got a hot dog on
pull it
this.
together on the defense side.
All right, so the Cashion Wildcats after the turnover, the first turnover of the day for, actually real turnover, not turnover downs for the Terriers. 25 seconds from the 32, 7th possession of the first half for the Wildcats. We've got a mucho macho big set here for the Cashion Wildcats. Manning down below, Lagasse up top. Harmon back to pass. He's looking for Manning on the hitch. Comes back in, gets hit, keeps his feet. Down the sideline he goes. Manning for the touchdown.
No, he called him out of bounds.
Don't you call him out of bounds.
Yeah.
Don't you call him out of bounds. Goodness, Manning with a great tough move. Takes the hit, goes down the sideline and steps on the 2. Goodness gracious. We might have our first rushing touchdown of the game here coming up with 16 seconds left.
And that's exactly what I was talking about with Mason Manning right there, just walking that tightrope on the outside there, and just made a kid miss, stayed in bounce, and then just turns on the jets when he sees an opening and gets up the sideline.
Harmon, Nabavi to left of him. Give to Nabavi, who got right side. A huge hole. That'll be a touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. Nick Nabavi on a 3-yard dive, and the Wildcats are cooking 46-0.
Yeah, here is that play right here by Mason Manning to get down there. I mean, like we said, he has not had a touchdown yet, but man, he's been the one to get them down there. See right here, just stops on the dime, makes the kid miss, and then just turns on the jets and just steps out of bounds right around the 2-yard line. But Nick Nabavi cleaned up the mess that Mason Manning left out there on the field at the 2-yard line and got in the end zone for a touchdown.
Hogan with a kick. Beauty. Through the uprights. It's good, and the Cashion Wildcats add another 47-0. First half on a roll.
Whew, I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game for the Cashion Wildcats, but I did not see this at all. I mean, our offense, that first game against Rejoice, we're just that close on a lot of plays, just inches away from big touchdowns. And tonight, man, it has kind of come all together. And, anything that Coach Shackford has drawn up tonight has worked big time for the Cashion Wildcats. And Mason Manning, Landon Lagasse, you see Seth Gilbert, even Austin Vandruff getting just big time open, big time. Once they get the ball in their hands, they are hard runners, get down the field, eat up the yardage, and then just fight for that end zone.
We keep talking about the Rejoice game. I wish we could play that Rejoice game tomorrow. I think that we could win.
It was the imperfect storm for us and the perfect storm for them. You saw the writing on the wall. Revenge, Rejoice coming in. Quality team. And
I thought I saw lightning, but it was Miss Lagasse. It was Landon's mom down there with a little old Kodak camera. Look at that old Kodak camera.
So we've got Frenchie out there. Ford Exchange, we'll get a name. Nice kick. Excellent job. That one will roll out of bounds, but love the distance and the turnover. That'll be a flag as the Thomas Terriers will take over with 12 seconds. And no disrespect to number 23. We just got to get a name for our foreign exchange student.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll have one of the camera guys let us know who he is. But Certainly appreciate that. And again, when Cashion Wildcats going international here on CWTV. So with that, 12 seconds from the 35, the Terriers taking over their 7th possession of the game, looking to move it. I'm not sure if we kind of take a knee here if Coach Ward says I've had enough. As the Cashion Wildcats 4-man front has been giving the Terriers fits all day. It's going to be a keeper. Nice little move outside. This has a chance. Looks like he's going to break. Gilbert, both Gilberts in pursuit, and he will go down. Is at the end of the first half. Goodness gracious, great individual play there by Owen Baldwin all the way down the 15. But that'll be it as the clock strikes 0 here at halftime. And the Cashion Wildcats will move to the locker room up 47-0. We have a name here. Is it Paul Robert? I can't. He's from Spain. Okay. Not ooh la la, but yeah, but CC. All right, very nice. So love that. Our international player here as the Cashion Wildcats again move to 47-0 lead at halftime. We'll go to a quick timeout. We've got lessons with Lane, with Drew, breaking down some of the halftime stats. I know Lane's got some good stories to tell us. We'll be back here in a sec. Don't go away.
On right now for more information.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Founded by Jesse and Amy McCracken, Rural Pest Solutions is a Cashion-based, family-owned and operated company. Our focus is on providing the highest level of customer service while effectively treating many common invaders, including spiders, ants, roaches, mice, mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, and termites. Flexible scheduling and superior customer service are our top priority. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 405-283-6565.
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we
Entering the field at this time, the Thomas High School Marching Band.
Wait, how much are the burgers? I'm good. Yeah. Definitely not here. We would have to stop at the Kingfisher one.
Cutting over our halftime with Lessons with Lane, I think we've coined it now. Obviously, Jackson Vandruff, Mason Manning, Landon Lagasse, all great stats. What's that looking like?
Yeah, the juniors showed up tonight. Camden Maroney's playing great. And you have a couple new kids kind of stepping in. Caleb Duran has stepped in and played pretty well. Little Nabavi stepped in and played pretty well. So they're all look good. Man, this Thomas team. There's a drop-off since last year, I
think they graduated 17 is what Coach Ward
right?
said.
But we had how many seniors last year? And the year before that we just had a lot of talent have come through here the last couple years at Cashion. Mason Manning, whew.
He's having a good game.
Golly, it looked like he drank a Red Bull before he got here. He's let me see what he's got on as far as catches. He's got 10 catches for 196. Landon Lagasse had three games. He had 562 yards, and it looked like Landon was on pace to chase after that receiving mark that was set 5 or 6 years ago, and I think it was around 1,800 yards, and so he was on pace to do that. And Mason Manning may catch up with that tonight. Also, they just announced at halftime that I'm going to be kicking kickoffs or extra points. How many kids kicked off in extra points?
I think we've gone through four or five different kickers.
5 or 6.
We're doing a showcase on all of the people that can kick tonight.
Yeah, this facility is really impressive. They had a bond issue maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it failed. They tried it again, and it passed. And so, if you recall, this football field had the H field goal post, just the H, and then it's a deal in the middle, old school 1950 stuff. We played them like in maybe 2011, something like that. Colin Willis ran wild on them here at this place. We beat them at Thomas. The year before that, we played at Cashion. That was the year that was the game Caden Cochran tore his knee up, and our season, that was our first year in 11-man football, and our season kind of went to crap. It
kind of fell apart quickly at the end of that.
I was doing a little bit of looking up on Thomas football history. Cashion's got a nice history to them. They started playing. Cashion started playing in 1966, so we've been playing for several years. But Thomas is on a whole nother stratosphere. They were district champs. Back in the day, you had to be a district champ to make the playoffs.
To be in the playoffs.
They were district champs from 1955 to 1986. 32 years in a row they were district champs. Their coach that kind of got them started was a guy named Joe Ross. He coached there for, I think, maybe 29 years, won 7 state championships while he was there. He was just an incredible coach. I'm going to read you a little bit of what I read today. It says this Coach Ross, and his name was Joe Ross, while compiling a 246-win, 61-loss record, he only had one losing season, and that was in 1945. They were 1-2-1 in 1945. The explanation for why they had a losing season, he had just got back from service in late September after winning the Bronze Star while serving in the 35th Division during invasion of Normandy.
Golly.
Bad man.
Somebody you don't want to mess with.
Right. And Thomas had dropped football the previous 2 years because Ross, their coach, was in the military. So after that,
their coach stormed Normandy,
right,
and came back.
Right, he comes back
from Normandy,
had a losing year. Yeah, he didn't get fired over that one. Anyway, so he coaches there. Then another guy named Kenneth Roof come along. He was an assistant coach and a head coach for 37 years. In his 37 years as his assistant coach under Ross and head coach, 37 years, he won 7 state titles. He's involved in 7 state titles, either as a head coach or assistant. He was a district champ 35 of the 37 years.
Wow. And are any of these coaches, are these still the same coaching staff or more or less the same coaching staff that won in 2014?
Correct.
We lost to them in Enid, right?
Uh-huh. They're 10-3 in the state title game, which is totally impressive. I'm going to just read a little bit about Kenneth Roof. He graduated from high school at Thomas. He went to Oklahoma and A&M. He followed a legendary running back at A&M called Bob Fenimore. Bob Fenimore was on the 1945 national championship team, and so he followed him. He set the school record for yards per carry at 7.56 for a single season in 1947, and that record stood at OSU until Barry Sanders broke it. Roof was also the first Oklahoma high school athlete to win 4 individual events at a state track meet.
Some athletes coming out of Thomas.
Right. So, again, we have a great tradition here at Cashion, but that Thomas still is such an elite level, and they've been doing it since the 40s. You look at Morrison and other schools, and there's very few schools that do what Thomas has done. Clinton, Ada. Were you at what grade were you in when Cashion played Thomas?
In the state championship, I would have been a freshman. I was a freshman.
You were on the team.
I was on that team that year.
If you walked down there on the field with Thomas after the game, the only way we were going to beat them is if they had a bus wreck.
Yeah, every one of those kids was a mountain.
Oh, I know.
Every one of them was a mountain.
How big was the quarterback?
The quarterback was huge.
6'4", 220, 230. They were just monsters.
Love Matt Harmon to death, but Thomas's quarterback that year made Matt Harmon look like a little child.
Oh, I know. Any thoughts on this game?
I knew it was probably going to get not out of hand score-wise, but I was kind of disappointed that Thomas – they had such size up front, both defense and offense. I really thought they'd be able to run the ball a little bit better. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of – it looked like communication struggles, and they had trouble snapping the ball in their first 2 possessions. So that really kind of hurt them there. But defensively, I thought we've done great against their line. Their kids on their O-line are way bigger than our defensive line kids, but we've just been letting them have it as far as that goes.
Man, this is a game that I know you people are sitting at home and enjoying a cup of coffee or other mixed drink and having a good time. But, man, you should come to Thomas. The views off this place is spectacular. We're kind of up on a hill. You can see 40 miles away.
I love Western Oklahoma.
Oh, man.
Isn't your dad's ranch out here?
Yeah, we're kind of in this area. But, man, there's just it's pretty big country here. And Thomas's football stadium is outstanding.
All brand new facilities all over here. They had this field, track and field, new bleachers, new press box, and just right over across the street they had a brand new ag building and a brand new gymnasium. So, all super nice stuff.
So, here. I got a question for you. How many cheerleaders does Cashion have?
Right now?
Yep.
25.
That's a pretty good number.
How many was it? 18?
18 cheerleaders.
I remember one year, my sophomore year, when we played Stratford in the finals, I think we had 16 people healthy by the end of the game.
Oh, I know, right? No, that's a very true statement. We had more cheerleaders here today than we had in the state finals
in
against
2016.
Stratford. And we talk about Thomas would have had to have a bus wreck. The town of Stratford would have had to blew up for us to win that.
They marched out about 65 men.
They were.
I played that game, and I felt like a bar fight afterwards. All of us were bruised up. We lost 2 people during the game.
A bar fight, right?
But that Stratford team, both those games, I think you play that Stratford game 1,000 times. There's one where Cashion wins that one, unfortunately.
The overall game stats, we had 29 offensive plays for 384. Which Mason Manning was involved in 196 of that yards.
God, did you think he was out of bounds there at the end?
Did you?
I didn't either.
Mercy call.
And they've run 27 plays. Thomas has for 74 yards, and 48 of it come the very last play of the second half of the second quarter. So we were just really kind of dominated them all the way around. And I don't know how many – you count on your hands the number of times Thomas has been this far behind in a half. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
really
just very, very
surprising
rare.
on that deal. But I mean, like he said, Coach Ward, I called him on Thursday and was talking to him a little bit. They graduated. They were a really young team last year, inexperienced last year, and then they graduated 17 people. So I mean, definitely not a senior loaded team. I think there's how many of them are there on there?
Yeah,
Just,
he's a heck of a guy too. You know, him and Shaq are great friends. My son in the state finals tackled his son and tore his knee up, and I talked to him after the during basketball season and talked to him a little bit about his son, and he's just a very, very good guy.
was super nice on the phone, which that's been one thing I've noticed about all the Class A coaches so far. I haven't had yet one coach that's said no to me asking them questions over the phone in our pregame stuff coming into the game, which I've enjoyed.
You've seen enough of this Class A football. I mean, there's some teams out there that can't line up right, and that's what Ward can do very well. Is he knows the scheme. He gets them set up right, and they just don't have the kids this year. Their quarterback is lacking, and man, Ben Harmon looks good, doesn't he?
Looks really good.
I mean, he's got 18 completions for 339 and 6 touchdowns. And we talked about this 2 or 3 games ago. He looked good last year. We had some dads last year. We had some men last year. But man, I'm telling you what, he can throw the football this year. To me, he's improved
tremendously over the last year. We kind of talked a little bit about some of the other games. Morrison beating Haskell 28-0, and they're in the
look
third
at
quarter.
That barn burner. I bet you that's a game of the year. Crescent versus Newkirk. Woo!
16-0 in the third quarter. I hope Crescent wins every game. I'm with Chris. I hope they win every game until we play them. And then we got
Minko win?
Minko is beating Watonga at halftime, 28-6.
Oh my gosh!
What did they say? Then that text you got earlier, they were just throwing it all over the place on them.
Chad said just throwing it all over the field. Watonga couldn't move the ball.
Wow. You know, I thought Watonga would be one of the surprise teams, and I tried to give Shaq my expertise on that, and he laughed at me. And he's saying that OCA is the team that's going to.
Yeah, I just saw that score on here. Another one. Pawhuska's losing to Hominy, and with 3 minutes left in the first half to 12-27, they're losing to Hominy. Hominy historically has been good in the last couple of years, especially in the playoffs.
For Tulsa, that's in the pros now.
Yeah, I think they did.
This Collins kid.
Where's he? Who was that you're saying?
Collins.
Hominy.
Hominy, yeah.
And then they're
Booker is undressing Booker.
Oh my gosh.
Stratford losing 7-20 at with a minute left before half to OCA. Ringling.
33-0. Yeah, expected. You're going to see them deep in the playoffs.
Ringling's one of those teams every single year, no matter what, up or down player-wise, they're always really well coached and they always play fantastic.
And Cale Cochran is stalking the sidelines, giving me the stink eye because I haven't texted him his stats.
Just beside himself. Doesn't know what to do.
We're going to throw hands after the game.
We'll stream that on the CWT
I'm
TV.
a fighter, people. I am a fighter.
That's paper. You got to pay for that one. Coach Cochran versus Lane Broadbent.
We could do that on CWTV.
Oh, we could for sure do that.
I'd take my shirt off. Woo! That'd be the best.
I'm surprised I haven't seen you talking about how the Thunder's not going to lose a game this year
They're
yet.
not going to.
Every year you tell me that, that they're going to win and you're going to streak downtown. Yeah, where are you going tonight?
I'm going to Leedy to set up some deer blinds.
Oh,
killing the big deers. Like, well, your dad's got some.
Oh my
good
gosh.
deer on the camera.
The one's on camera. I can't tell. I won't tell you where that's at on the CWTV.
I know where it's at.
Oh gosh.
You guys have my number. Call me. I can get you in a little bit of cash.
You still have to get him back for the classic video of him dumping the raccoons out at your house one year.
Right.
So I think we're going to run to a commercial break with about 2 minutes and 50 seconds before we get back. So stick back with us for the second half here at Thomas.
Strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Woody, and I want to help you or a loved one navigate your way through understanding Medicare. It's hard getting questions answered when you don't know who to call or trust. I am local and appointed with all the insurance carriers in Oklahoma. You can trust me to help you apply for Medicare, Make the right decisions based on your current financial and healthcare needs and feel confident about your future. Act quickly. Annual enrollment period is October 15th to December 7th. Call Stephanie Woody, that's me, at 405-830-4966 to set up an appointment.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Legacy Insurance and Financial Services is proud to be on Main Street in Cashion, Oklahoma, supporting our Wildcats while riding business throughout Oklahoma and surrounding states. Legacy agents who share over 40 years of experience will shop many carriers to fulfill all of your insurance and investment needs. We welcome face-to-face meetings, but if your needs require an online virtual relationship, we are versed at those too. Let the team of Chris Gibson, Chris Cochran, Aaron Phoenix, and Christina Branson at Legacy Insurance and Financial Services help you build your own legacy, one you will be proud to live and to leave.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
At Water Heater Man, we specialize in repairing and replacing all water heaters. We service the OKC Metro and surrounding towns with fast, reliable service. We keep our vans fully stocked with essential parts needed for basic repairs, and new tanks are always on the vans ready to go. We offer free estimates on all jobs with financing options available. We match manufacturer's warranty for all newly replaced water heaters. We'll get your water heater back up and running as fast as possible so you don't have to put your life on hold waiting for service. Give us a call today, 405-844-TANK. That's 405-844-8265. Go Wildcats! Cashion Shape Up Fitness is
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcat Television broadcast of the Cashion Wildcat football team here 2021, live from Thomas, Oklahoma. It's Neiman Ababi, Chris Gibson, and Drew Baker bringing you tonight's action as the Cashion Wildcats are up 47-0 going in the second half. It was all Cashion, all first half. Ben Harmon was ridiculous, finding 4 different wide receivers for touchdowns. Nick Nababi provided the only rushing touchdown. But it was all Cashion on both sides of the ball. We heard lessons with Lane Broadbent, and Drew Baker break down the stats. You know, if there was one or two things, Drew, that you took from the halftime conversation, and as we think about Coach Shack moving into halftime, what would those be? Or moving into the third quarter?
Mason Manning had a great game. He played like Lane said, like he drank a Red Bull before the game. Mason had a great game, and Ben's just playing better every time we come out on the field on Friday. So those two just played great. Landon, obviously, the usual suspects. And then you had some kids, we talked about Tommy Branson. We talked about Seth and Kai Gilbert both. I mean, some kids that we don't get to say their name all the time, but making some big plays. So I think we'll get to see a lot of some newer faces out in this second half.
So Bryson Hogan out to kick from the 40. Bryson's foot should be a little bit tired, but he'll keep going deep for the Thomas Terriers, number 2, the workhorse Owen Baldwin, the junior. He's going to go ahead and get that one at the 20 again. This one he's going to cut back down across the middle, cuts back in. He didn't want to see Dagan Lloyd, cuts it back in and finds Jake Branson. And Branson with another special teams tackle right around the 35 as the Thomas Terriers will take over first and 10. If you're Coach Bob Ward, what was your halftime speech?
My halftime speech is saying, guys, we just got dominated, and are we going to fold up and quit? Or are we going to go out here and show them that, we're Thomas Terrier football and we still have a little fight in us, and let's get out there and on this first drive, we're going to get the ball. We better show some fight. We better show some effort. We better show some heart.
Hopefully they worked out their offensive issues that we saw plague them in the first half.
Yep.
Coach, I apologize. Coach Wooden is 4-3. No changes for the Cashion defense. Give up to Baldwin up the middle. There's nothing there. As we've got Nick Nabavi, we've got Duran, and on the floor we've got Aiden Williams. Is that Aiden Williams? No, it's Tommy Branson, the sophomore, coming through with another tackle for loss, and I'll bring up second down and 12 from the 32.
Yeah, and that's another one of those names we're talking about. Just the younger kids coming in there and playing hard. You still got Caleb Duran back there at that middle linebacker position, just doing great work. And having those young guys step up like we have, Nathan Nabavi back there, sophomore, doing a good job in the secondary.
We've said Jake Branson's name a couple of times. I think here in the second half we're gonna say it a lot more because he'll probably be and we saw him last week against Minko, became kind of the integral part of the offense in that's waning second half.
He did. So looks like Edwards on the keep. He'll get a few more yards. That'll be 3rd down and 8. Now for the Thomas Terriers, tackled there. Looked like Nabavi was originally there, but it looked like it was closed down. Tommy Branson had a chance. Looked like it may have been Duran again on the tackle. So we've got now, again, 3rd down and 7 from the 42. 10:45 here. We've got a little clock there. Hopefully you guys can see that at home. Running clock. Edwards in shotgun. Looks like it will be Baldwin to the right of him. He's going to go out to pass in the flats. It's tipped. Lagasse on the break, and that's going to be called a catch.
Got a flag on the play.
What's going to happen here? That was clearly on the dirt, on the turf.
They're going to call a roughing the passer because Jackson just completely destroyed him on the throw. But, I mean, it's one of those throws that it's right there. You got to keep going. Or, if you don't, he could pull that down and go score. So, I mean, I don't know how
honestly, I got to tell you, I don't know why the line judge, didn't blow the whistle. It clearly hit the turf as it came through. And I think Coach Wood, maybe we'll have a conversation what happened as Jackson, as you guys are right, Jackson Vandriff called. And that's been the big play, the pass interference call, and now this roughing the passer call have been the big plays here for the Thomas Terriers tonight as they come in, as they move into Cashion territory.
Again, we'll see, kind of keep your eye on that quarterback and see what Jackson. Oh yeah, he did get him after the fact. So good call by the officials. I was little Homer TV there until I saw the replay.
That's all right. First and 10.
Like we said at the beginning, you think you can do it better, go on.
That's right. I guess
That's right. Give up front to actually the number 1, I apologize, Traylon Poole, the sophomore. He works from some tough yards. Tommy Branson wants nothing from Camden Billy, says, get out of my face. I got this. Love seeing the sophomore bowing up. That will be a gain of about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 here, 10-10, running clock. In Cashion territory, the Terriers coming in here after halftime down 47-0. Bowing up, showing a little bit of Terrier pride. Checking in is number 5 at running back. It looks like that's going to be senior Stacy Scarlett, running back DN. He'll be the left of, it looks like actually that is Owen Baldwin now at quarterback. Snap, give, keep by Baldwin. He'll work left side. Joey Wilson there with the initial push. Pushes him outside. Looks like that was Duran, or actually that was Gilbert, Kai Gilbert, with the eventual push out of bounds. But Baldwin will get healthy yards there, and it may be enough. It'll be close to the first down for the Thomas Terriers.
Yeah, and you see they're over there letting Camden Billy just down block and just kind of open up that side over there and give it up to Tommy Branson. Man, he's done a great job going against that senior, just massive man over there that's going to go play some next level football. And Tommy Branson, as a sophomore, doing good work against him, going head up with him.
So that will be enough for a first down. 1st and 10 from the 37. Third quarter action here. Empty set here for Baldwin. He'll take the snap. He'll roll left again. Spin move. Wilson is there along with Jackson Vandruff. Nice job there by the Cashion Wildcat defense, along with Duran, who's been amazing tonight. It's been all over the field. And that'll be a loss of 1 there for the Thomas Terriers.
A great job right there by Joey Wilson just to work up the field, kind of slow down the runner. And then, like you said, those linebackers coming downhill, making great tackles, and just doing solid work by the guys up front and those linebackers, just not letting them get anything past the line of scrimmage.
Traylon Poole now, the running back junior, joins Owen Baldwin in the backfield. Again, a bunch formation, got a stack line. That'll be a give to Poole. He'll get up the middle. Jackson Vandruff, Aiden Williams there on the tackle. He'll get maybe a couple, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, I like Aiden Williams and Jackson Vandruff there. Both of them just laying on top of that kid after the run. And you get those 2 big boys, and then you see Cannon Maroney kind of adding to the pile there at the end. when you're running and you are getting hammered like that almost every play, and then you got those big boys laying on you, it takes a toll on the body.
So 3rd and 9 from the 36. Baldwin in shotgun. Back to pass, rolling to his left, looking for somebody. He's going to throw it deep, has a chance. It's picked! Got an interception and a flag. We'll give that one to Kai Gilbert. He's doing a little dance there, a little work there. Let's see if this one will stand. It should. Did you guys see a flag, or was that just me making stuff up? That was me making stuff up. So the interception.
I think we were making stuff up there.
That was the weirdest play I think I've ever seen. Because, I saw 13, which he made the big play. What's his name? Zach Clancy. He made the big interception in the end zone, and then he had that really good catch out of bounds. Just was barely out of bounds over on that far side early on. And so I saw him streaking down the sideline going against Jace, and the quarterback reared back to throw it and just kind of floated it out there, and Kai Gilbert was there to suck it in and get the big interception. See him keep his feet. Let's go run.
I love it. That's exactly right. Give up the middle. We've got Jake Branson sighting there at running back. Nick Nabavi getting a well-deserved spell. He's got 2 TDs on the night, 1 catching, 1 running. Looks like Branson will be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down or 2nd and long. We also have Caleb Duran, who's checked in for Ben Harmon, who's had a ridiculous night in 1 half of action. So we'll have a slew of new guys in there. I see Tommy Branson, of course. We've called his name quite a bit. Nick Jolliffe is out there. Nathan Ababi is at wide receiver, along with freshman Max Higdon. I've got to believe Cooper Frazee is out there. He is, along with Beitler, number 25. So we've got some sophomores out there. Love seeing that. Duran in shotgun. He'll go ahead and give that to Branson. Right side. He's got a little small crease there. He'll get close back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, you see the young kids out there. Usually we don't see them, even when we're up big, we don't see those kids out there till about the 4th quarter, middle of the 4th quarter. Coach Shackelford said, let's come out of the locker room at halftime, give these young boys a chance to get out there and play some meaningful minutes. When it's this kind of lopsided game, it's not really that meaningful, but
meaningful in the sense
Thomas Terriers still have their starters right
absolutely
there.
Meaningful in the sense that those kids are going to get valuable playing time, because like we talked about Max Brown now being out with the collarbone injury, you never know when somebody's going to have to get into play and when you're going to need to perform at a high level.
So Nababi there, he was looking for touchdowns. He needed to be thinking about catching, and he knows it, and he'll hear it from me tonight. But it was a good play, good drop. The Cashion Wildcats giving the offensive chance. Shackelford actually letting go and not running right in the teeth of that Thomas Terrier defense, throwing the swing pass to Nababi, and he missed out on that opportunity. He had some good blocking and some definitely had some space out there on the wide side of the field. So the incompletion will fall down. It'll be 4th down and 10. And the Cashion punt team is out for the first time tonight. I'm not sure we even punted last week. That'll be, looks like we've got some guys motioning in and out. And the duties will go to Landon Lagasse punting as Nick Nababi, the senior, will be the up back. He'll wave on the snap. Snap is good. Lagasse with a kick. It's a boomer.
Oh, nice.
That's going to hit right on 40, and it will roll
no.
and roll. Landon Lagasse, can you do it all, son?
He can do it all. Look at the boot.
So
he's got an 80-yard punt.
Huge punt from the senior Lagasse. Who knew? We didn't need Paul Robles on that one. The Spaniard, he's not French. He's Spanish. He probably didn't appreciate us calling him French. You know, those Europeans.
We will correct it.
66-yard punt there, my man. Is that a record for us, Lane? I don't know, but 66-yard punt for Landon Lagasse. What's that?
That's a record for a wide receiver.
For a wide receiver.
Record wide receiver punt.
So the Cashion Wildcats go back out on defense. Again, we've got a bunch of new guys out there. We'll try to get some names for you guys. I apologize. We'll work on that. I do see Ryan Yandel out there, as well as Aiden Williams. I see Durant stays out there. The Gilberts are out there. Give right side on the jet sweep to 14 Clancy. He'll cut back inside. Staying in bounds. The tackle's made. If we can get a spotter here. And we do have a flag
on the
extracurricular
play.
on the backside. Number 13, Durant on the tackle. Looks like Cooper Frazee will check in for Beitler in that corner. And let's see what the call is going to be, as if it's going to go against Thomas or not.
I don't know. They were all trying to get up there, and flag came in late. They're on the far side of that field, so I didn't see who came flying in. Yep, it was on Thomas.
Yeah, so the mark-off will be pretty tough. It was a decent gain there for the Thomas Terriers. Checking in for the Cashion Wildcats, we do have Dagan Lloyd, number 55, freshman. Number 53, Matthew Stockton, another youngin in there, the freshman coming in to check in. We do have both Gilberts. We have Branson, Duran. We have Jaden Miller. We've got Nabavi at corner now, along with Cooper Frazee. Is that Bryce Burke over on defensive end? I think we do see Bryce Burke as well. So Cashion Wildcats getting some younger guys in there, a little bit more experience.
Never a bad thing.
And that's how the wheels keep moving here at Cashion Wildcats. You get big leads, and guys get to come in and play against starters and varsity and true varsity minutes. So 2nd and 14 from the 12 after that big gain is negated. Jet sweep. It'll be kept by the quarterback, number 2, Edwards. He'll work right side. He's eventually brought down. Nice little gain there, and he'll get back almost to another first down for the Thomas Terriers.
It'll be like about 3rd and 1, looks like.
For Baldwin, I apologize, number 2. Pretty shifty runner, kind of like his space. His
yeah,
vision
absolutely.
Space.
Hey, if I had big 5'3" to run behind, I think I would do all right.
It's me.
too.
I'm putting my hand on the back of 5'3"
Yes.
and letting him lead the way.
You know,
have they pulled him at all? Have they pulled him? He's been stationary.
He's been
pretty much on
stationary.
that same side. I just was watching Bryce Burke. I love seeing him up on that line as that defensive end, but I was watching him, and, man, going up against Camden Billy, Billy just pretty much drove him back about 10 yards, and that's kind of exactly where they ran. It's hard to get off of him once he gets his feet driving and gets you kind of moving back.
Fumble on the play. Trey on Pulse running for his life. Eventually tackled by Ryan Yandel and Gilbert. Great pursuit there by the Cashion defense. And that will bring up what was a 3rd and short and very manageable now as a 4th down and about 4 for the Thomas Terriers.
While they're doing the transition here, we got Newkirk losing probably to Crescent 30-0 in the 4th quarter. OBA losing 14-54 in the 3rd quarter against Regent Prep. Morrison in the 4th quarter beating Haskell 34-0. Hooker 52-0 against Booker in the 3rd quarter with 3 minutes left. Let me see if I can find your Watonga score, Chris. Watonga losing to Minko in the 3rd quarter 6-34.
Goodness gracious. Wow. Minko.
Hey, I'm just telling you, Hooker, we played them last year in the 3rd round?
Yep.
And they were we didn't have much of an issue with any team other than Pawhuska last year.
Pawhuska, speaking of that, losing 12 to 27.
But Hooker was the team that probably gave us the most trouble out of everybody besides Pawhuska and Thomas. They didn't lose much, and they've got some big old boys, big wide receivers, and a good quarterback. They're going to be a fun game. I promise. That's going to be one of those that you're going to want to watch because it's going to go back and forth. And it won't happen until the playoffs, but it's going to happen, and it's going to be a fun one. For sure.
Durand with the keeper. He's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. Number 1 Poole, as well as number 77 for the Thomas Terriers coming in for the tackle. That would be Colton Stinson, sophomore. Jake Branson coming over to get the play, to get a conversation here. Again, this would be the young guys, the true young guys here for the Cashion Wildcats. So we'll see here. 2nd down and 14, loss of 4 there. As you guys can see, we did get a clock up for you. Hopefully that will stay there. About 4 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. I got to believe running clock here the whole 2nd half. I can't imagine it running a whole lot, as I'm sure Coach Ward and Coach Shackelford had that text message at halftime. So we've got twins up below and up top and down below. Let's see, it's a give to Branson left side. He cuts back up. Had a small lane there for a second. Tackled there by Poole again, the sophomore. And maybe a gain of 1, maybe, or no gain at all.
Shaq always runs Jake up that middle between the tackles.
14-13.
I want to see him get on that, get on the edge. Get him out there on the edge. He's got some quickness, and when he gets some space, and
he's fast. He's really fast.
He can go, eat up the yards.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 15. Play clock's down to 7. I don't know if Coach is going to call a timeout. Looks like he is going to signal for a timeout as they couldn't get the play in. So with that, Cashion Wildcats will take a break. 3:06 here, 3rd quarter action, up 47-0. It's JV action for the Wildcats, but don't go away. I know we got family members, got a lot of great kids. We're going to have the cheerleaders and band kicking, doing a great job for us. We love all of our Cashion Pep folks doing their work. And again, as a reminder, the Cashion cheerleading team will be competing this Saturday in Chickasha, Oklahoma at regionals, regional competition to try to make it at state. I believe 10:15 is when their routine is. And I'm not sure how many routines they have. I don't have a daughter that does cheer, but we do, and we do absolutely love and appreciate the work that Coach Amber Hobgood and Coach Casey Williams do every single day, working with the cheer squad, making everything go right, and again, continue that winning tradition here at Cashion. We'll keep it here as the Cashion Wildcat offense goes back out. And hey, listen, if you're listening and watching out there and you want to see more cheerleaders and more band, you make sure to come out here. We'll be more than happy to have you come out and help us produce and work.
Heck
We
yeah.
absolutely want to highlight all the great student athletes that we have here at Cashion. Shotgun, 3rd and 15. Durand with the give to Branson. There's your outside run as Jake gets all the way out. Looks like to about the 39, showing that speed. He gets it past the first stick. Nice tackle there by number 55. John Tyler Jones, the senior, chases him down, but nice little gain there for Jake Branson.
Yeah, the captain there for Thomas. Jake did have a little room out there and showed number 55 there showed, like I said, John Tyler Jones, the captain for Thomas, showed some closing speed, got out there and didn't let him get that first down. We had a long ways to go, got him out there on the edge, thought it was going to be something big, and he closed and made a good tackle there on Jake.
So 4th and 9, 4th and manageable here for the Cashion Wildcats. We've got a trips right look. We got Max Higdon, the freshman, aced out by himself. Let's see if Durand give him the green light to throw this one up, and we do have a flag, and we have a delay of game.
Well, that was a quick 25
Sure
seconds.
was a quick 25. I appreciate the running clock, but you got to give us a chance.
Yeah, no doubt.
Delay of game again.
So the step off will be 5. They'll bring up 4th down and 14. I don't know if that'll change the play selection for the Cashion Wildcats. You all need to get your own rosters. What I'm trying to tell you right now.
We keep peeking over and stealing Niema's roster.
You're trying to get near my private space. Higdon on the go route, comes back, had a chance. It's like Caleb Durand took on Camden Billy and number 73 Brian Jones. That literally was almost a trailer truck worth of beef coming right at him and sitting on top of him.
I bet that was right there was about 600-pound a man landing on Caleb right there. But he was not scared to stand in there and try to deliver a pass down the field to Max Higdon.
So 4th down attempt falls to the ground. Max Higdon had a chance on that one. Out of step. I did see some lightning out there. Did you guys see that?
No, I'm telling you, that's.
Is that just goofiness?
I thought I saw some earlier out
I wouldn't mind a little
west.
lightning right now. I'm ready to close it. Well, 1:55 left here. Third quarter action. Thomas Terrier ball from the 44. Little jump there by Lloyd. Let's give outside. Branson on the tackle along with Duran and get some cleanup. Nice work there by the Cashion defense as Owen Baldwin, the junior, the workhorse here for the Thomas Terriers, tries to get outside on that left side, but no go.
I'm just telling you right now, that's a freshman and sophomores out there going against a big offensive front for the Thomas Terriers that are juniors and seniors. So Cashion Wildcats have a bright future on that front line. Them boys are doing work, getting through there, and then the young linebacking core that's in there is coming up and finishing off tackles.
Love it, love it. 2nd and 12, 2-yard loss, back to pass, swing pass out to Baldwin. Jake Branson in space, trying to find some help, cuts up the line, down the line. Nice work there by Baldwin. And looks like he will be close to the first down. It looks like it'll be just short, and that'll bring up 3rd down, probably about 1 or 2 here with 57 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Branson was there, but give credit to Baldwin following his blockers, shaking loose and getting some extra yardage.
Yeah, he's one of those kids that's just a smart, hard runner that will just stay behind those blockers, use them, and then he's hard to bring down.
We've been talking about Camden Billy all night. I'm trying to go through on social media here and try and look at. We were trying to talk about the places that he's gotten offers from, so I'm trying to find that real quick.
Yeah.
So great job there on that short 3rd down play. It looks like he will be short. So nice push there by the. They're going to give him the 1st down. Okay. Well, congratulations on that. I was going to congratulate the D line there. Look at Bryce Burke, sophomore, number 53 for the Cashion Wildcats. That's Matthew Stockton in, as well as Dagan Lloyd. So as you offered up, and shout out to Ryan Yandel on the other defensive end. Good work there by the D line for the Cashion Wildcats. 1st down and 10 from the 46 to 9 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Edwards back to pass. He's looking to go deep. Pulls it under, starts to run. Breaks free. Chase down there. Nice work there by Bryce Burke, the sophomore. But that'll be enough for another 1st down. Right choice there. Correct choice there by number 25, Jacob Edwards, as Cooper Frazee was in coverage and did a good job there.
Yeah, some of the biggest plays for the Thomas Terriers tonight have been just that quarterback draw where he just pulls back, maybe takes 2 steps back and then just tucks it and runs. And this time Bryce Burke had a good vision and saw him coming down, getting loose, and had enough speed to chase him down from behind.
Some of just the notable schools that tweeted out just today, even good luck to Camden Billy. We've got Army, we've got Western Mississippi, Pitt State. What is this one here? We got Army, West Point, Pitt State. I mean, just some huge big name schools tweeting out just today. Good luck against Cashion. So obviously, I don't want to be going up against that kid on the
No
offensive
doubt.
line tonight.
No doubt.
Looks like we have a time, or actually the end of the 3rd quarter. Timeout on the field as put a fresh set of 12 minutes on the clock as we move to the 4th quarter. Cashion Wildcats up 47-0. They know that score may come to fruition. I mean, this is looking really scary.
He's been on point the last couple of weeks.
Cashion on defense here, trying to hold on, trying to keep that goose egg on the scoreboard for the Thomas Terriers. Number 25, Jacob Edwards, the junior's out there. He's been switching in and out with Owen Baldwin at quarterback. He's out there right now. Baldwin to the right of him. 2-by-2 for the Terriers. Cashion 4-3 look, jet sweep by number 8. It's give to number 8 out to the edge. Pursuit is there. Nice cutback lane. Tackle made there by Jake Branson. But give credit to number 8, Deegan Hartzell, freshman wide receiver. Little bobble there on the give, but he'll get some solid yards on 1st down.
It looks like they might have some of their younger kids now in there too, and back there, and at least in the backfield, still have their big boys up front. but yeah, number 8 there. Let's see,
Deegan Hartzell.
Deegan Hartzell is a freshman, and so they're trying to get some of their young guys in there a little bit of a opportunity as well.
So we've got to check in as Branson comes out. We've got Timmy Jones that's checked in, freshman. He's looked like an outside blitz there look for the Cashion Wildcats. He comes in. Pursuit Cashion right there with the sack. Nice job there by Jaden Miller.
Jaden Miller.
We talked about Timmy Jones out there on that outside pressure. And nice work there by the DBs holding the coverage as Jacob Edwards goes down, tackle for loss, and give credit to number 77, Jaden Miller, senior outside linebacker.
4-1-4. The winning 55th.
Good job just coming up the field, pursuing the football, and just getting there before quarterback had a chance to find anybody down the field to make a pass to give it up, like you said, to those defensive backs for the Cashion Wildcats of not really giving anybody any space out there in the backfield or in the secondary.
Jace Evans checked in at corner. We've got Cooper Frazee at the other corner. Both Gilberts at safety. Looks like we've got another outside blitz look here for Tim Jones. Single back set. Give to outside to Baldwin. Jaden Miller in pursuit. Gets the slowdown. And a tackle eventually made there by a couple of Cashion Wildcats. Give credit to 77. Slowing down number 2, Owen Baldwin on that mini jet sweep. And that'll bring up 4th down and long for the Thomas Terriers.
Yeah, Miller did a good job that time of just getting up the field and slowing him down and giving those linebackers enough time to get over there and clean that up.
Talked about at the beginning of the game how some traditional powerhouses in Class A, and a lot of the reason I think for Cashion being so successful the last years they've had is you have these opportunities where for a lot of minutes you get a lot of those younger kids that get to go in and actually play for a lot of time against some of the starters on the other team, which just gets them even more so prepared for when they eventually have to step up for their positions.
So Edwards with the attempted pass there on 4th and long falls down. Jace Evans in coverage. So good job by the Cashion defense. Hold it, bowing but not breaking. Getting the turnover of downs, and it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Cashion Wildcats. Again, the clock did stop. It's stopping. I'd like for it to run a little bit. 9:23 here in the 4th quarter, and we see Caleb Durant running back out there. We've got some new numbers out there. Number 26 for the Cashion Wildcats. Titus Davis is checked in on the offensive line. We definitely have same group there. It looks like we've got Caden Seeley, freshman at center. We've got Cooper
I thought that was
Frazee,
Matthew.
Beitler.
I think that's Matthew Stockton, isn't it?
And we got,
is that 53 or 63?
Matthew's 53, so Caden Seeley I think is the
Okay.
center. So we do have Beitler and Max Higdon down here. They give to their outside to Duran. They'll get some solid yards. So we have a little switcheroo as Kai Gilbert, number 17, is checked in at quarterback, giving Duran a chance. And I got to watch Duran at Chisholm at running back, and he did a fantastic job. So I love this move here by Coach Shack and the coaching staff. Duran will have a seat. He's worked hard today. Checking in looks like will be Tim Jones, the freshman, with Kai Gilbert at quarterback. We've got Cooper Frazee down as well as Beitler and Max Higdon up top.
Watch Kai Gilbert. If they let him loose throwing the ball, he's got a good arm and can be accurate down the field.
So the blitzing, Traylon Poole, the sophomore, comes in, and Gilbert had no chance on that. Looks like he was going to be a little keep and roll to the left, and maybe possibly let that one fly. So that'll be a loss back. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Will.
That's a loss of about 5
Tim
yards.
Jones will come out and get the play. Looks like
Duran's back in.
Duran is back in. It's a little rotation there at running back for the Cashion Wildcats. Caleb Duran getting a lot of work today. Tight end set. Titus Davis looks like he is in at tight end. Max protect for Gilbert here. Let's see if we might get a pass here. A little fumbled snap.
Bad
Gilbert
snap.
Picking it up. Can he get on the ball? He does a little foot wedge, tries to get back. Let's see if the referee will give it to us. No, he'll give it to Thomas. So turnover there on the tough snap. Good work there by the Thomas Terriers, showing extreme pressure on the younger Cashion Wildcats, and it'll be Thomas Terrier ball. With 7:32 left here in the 4th quarter.
You know, Coach Woods over there going, boys, step it up. Let's go. Let's get a stop here and keep that 0 on the board. I love seeing them keep those young kids out there that did a great job, got that big stop before this drive. And, man, you got to love the fact that Thomas team is still out there trying to score, and you got these younger kids out there doing work and doing really good work, keeping them at bay.
1st and 10 from the 27. Gives to Baldwin from behind. Jake Branson tries to bring him down. Nice work by Baldwin, breaking several tackles. Hard running will get it all the way down to 11. That'll be a Thomas Terrier first down.
Talk about leaving a lot of the Thomas starters in, and not only just because they still want to compete in this game, obviously, but because, like Coach Ward said in our pregame interview, they still have big games coming up in their district with Moreland, with Fairview, with Hooker. So obviously the issues we saw them have in the first half, they're going to try and get those worked out by still playing out there to the best of their ability in the second half to get them more prepared for what they have to do in the coming weeks.
Baldwin checks out, well-deserved break. Checking back in for him is number 5, Stacy Scarlett, running back senior. Edwards in shotgun. Scarlett to the left of him. 2x2 for the Terriers. That'll be a keep. Nice work there by the Cashion defense, getting a lot of pressure. Jake Branson was the first there on the mark, but looks like it'll be a short gain for the Terriers as Edwards is trying to pick up, I think, his mouthpiece. It'll be a second down, probably about 8 or 9 here. Running clock, about 9.
Miller also in on the tackle. Gain of about 2 brings up
Not sure who was in on the tackle.
It's pissing that.
20 seconds on the play clock. 6:16 fourth quarter. Cashion Wildcats up 47. Thanks so much for joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV, home or television for the Cashion Wildcats. It's been a great night. Definitely all the action in the first half as Cashion amassed that 47-0 lead. Looks like a sweep out to our man number 8. He'll get up the outside, and is that Jaden Miller? It is Jaden Miller on the chase down along with Kai Gilbert on the tackle. So that time, Deegan Hartzell didn't have the room or the cutback lanes, and that jet sweep is stopped for a minimal gain. I'll bring up third down and about 8 for the Thomas Terriers.
What I like to see is all those young guys that I was kind of watching the kids on the other side of the ball. They were in the right spot, right? And that's a big thing for a defense to stay home, play in the right spots. That time you saw the young inexperience come out right there of Thomas Terriers going on 2 there, getting those kids to jump off sides. But man, when you're a young kid and you're getting out there on a Friday night, you're amped up.
The nerves sometimes get the better of you.
Yep, and just not having that experience shows right there.
So a big march off will make it 3rd and short for the Terriers. They do have a first down opportunity right at the 1-yard line, I believe. So from the 5-13, number 13, Zach Clancy in at quarterback. He's going to go ahead and keep it. He has a chance. Nice job and stop there right at the line. Who was that with the throwback? I see 77, Jaden Miller, but it was that, who do we have?
Matthew Stockton was in on that, I think.
I thought that may have been Jake Branson in on the tackle. It looked like a middle linebacker screaming through there. We'll give Stockton Stockton in there. We'll give Stockton some love. Heck yeah. Stockton family. I think they're wrestling first, but we love the fact that they come out here for football. So absolutely, I know Daddy Stockton does a great job coaching a lot of the younger
kids. And they're actually the ones that are that Paul Roble is staying.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so the give out to the right side to number 5, Scarlett.
Jaden Miller again.
Way to go by the younger kids there, being able to rally and hold Thomas there.
So Jaden Miller, is that Nick Jolliffe in on the tackle?
Nick Jolliffe. I saw the locks.
And that's a 4th down turnover of downs by the Cashion Wildcat defense. Yes, sir.
If you're Coach Wood, you got to be ecstatic about all those younger kids out there being able to come together, rally, and put that stop together after that penalty that kind of pushed them on the edge there for a minute.
I'm impressed.
I am too.
I'm impressed. You know, we talked about with Coach Shack, Jimmy's and the Joes run the show, right? You know, you can have the greatest scheme, but if you don't have the kids to run it. But somehow, Coach Shack for the last 16 years with Coach DL along with the other guys have somehow figured out how to continue to put winning football out every single season and continue to grow. 4:12 running clock, 1st and 10 from the 6, Cashion Wildcats. No fumbles, please. Good snaps. We'll get out of here. Give to Branson. He'll cut back inside wisely. Works and whittles down. Gets a few positive yards. We'll bring up 2nd down and probably about 7 or 8. Tim Jones and as well as number 70. Ryan Chamberlain checks in, a couple of freshmen, as Ryan Yandell checks out, as well as Jake Branson. Give kudos to number 22, who's been all over the field on offense, defense, and special teams. We've called the Branson name a lot tonight. It's been fun.
Dude, I've been enjoying watching Jaden Miller. He just drove, I think it was number 65, back about 10 yards, and after the play was over, he's like, come on back and get some more. Let's go. I love it.
Working that clock wisely is Duran checking it. He'll get the snap and shotgun. He'll give that one to Tim Jones. Tim's got a nice little hole. He'll cut back in. He saw a little sunlight, but give credit to Number 55, or number 65, I apologize, starting senior Carson Franz on the tackle, but Tim Jones will give him credit for a 1-yard gain, and the freshman will I believe will hang back. Again, give credit out there. We've got number 70, again, we mentioned Ryan Chamberlain. Number 26 is checked in. That would be Titus Davis, we've mentioned him. If you guys can give me some numbers, I'll definitely give them a little shout out here. Number 74, I think we've called Nick Jolliffe a few times. I think he's at left guard. Tommy Prince, I believe, is still out
I see
there.
84. Who is that? We don't have him.
We don't have 84.
Chris, I was making fun of you for getting your readers earlier. I might need to go find some of my own here if I'm going to read those numbers.
Tim Jones with another zone run. Looks like he'll get a few more yards on that. Solid play. Good hold there by the offensive line. We got Jaden Miller as well. Mentioned his name again a few times. Number 32's out there. Gavin Crow, another freshman.
Did you say number 70?
Number 70, yeah, absolutely number 70. Brian Chamberlain, we mentioned his name.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We just need a name for number 84.
Anybody out there know who 84 is?
I don't know if that's maybe Blake Pickle or maybe Creed Kastner. I'm not sure. Maybe sometimes they change numbers. Durain in shotgun, working that play clock all the way down to 2-1. We'll call a timeout with 1:50. And I think that may do it. I think as we come back out, Coach Chapp will probably run, take a knee, and that'll be it as the Cashion Wildcats. Number 84, Travis Lovehalls. I think he's brand new. We've had his name. And we need to get some updated rosters. We got to get Lane. Lane's lessons with Lane. Lane's got all the right resources.
Getting better every week. We know what we need next week.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a good day when we're calling a bunch of names for the Cashion Wildcats.
Absolutely.
47-0. I appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV. As it's been all Cashion all day. Look like we're going to try to, outside of a crazy play, we'll try to hang on to that shutout. And certainly appreciate it. You guys make sure to hang tight with this. I don't know if Coach is going to come up. He's kind of enjoying coming up here. I might say that he might come up here, but we may have a mini breakdown. I'm going to run down, take a couple pictures with my kids. Drew and Chris will break down the finals, get the tallies, make sure to get Lane to send over some stats to us so we can break this down even a little bit more.
Break down some stats while we all get some picture taken out of the way.
Yeah, that's right. So 4th and 3, Duran looks like he will punt it away. So we got a good rush here from the Thomas Terriers. They're going to be going after this one.
You're going to take the delay game? No.
Oh, unfortunate.
That is a backwards kick. It's touched. I don't know what the flag is, if it's running into the kicker.
All kinds of stuff going on that last
I'm just trying to get my
there.
6 points on the board, or 7 points on the board.
That's all you care
That's
about.
all I'm saying.
Come on, kids. We got a line on this game.
Yeah, we got a hot dog line.
Let's see. It's on the Thomas Terriers.
So they didn't get a hand on that, and so that's why he called it.
Did he? I guess not. Didn't tip it. So
that's first down.
No. Is it? Yes, it was, because it was 4th and short. Goodness
Yep.
gracious. If you're Coach Ward, I think you might just want to just say, let's go home.
Just run the clock.
Run the clock. Let's go home. So that will be a first down on the running into the kicker 5-yard penalty, as Cashion had 4th and 4 or 4th and 3. So Duran will trot back out there, and the Cashion Wildcats will outside again, barring a crazy play. Coach Wood will get his first get his shutout of the day. Not the first shutout, I think.
Of the year.
Is it of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's no video on the.
That may have been a backwards kick by Duran. I'm not sure how that works. So victory formation for the Wildcats. He'll take a knee. And with 1:18, I got to believe we have one more play, and that'll be it for the Thomas Terriers. As the Cashion Wildcats hold on to win 47-0. So we're getting some nice texts. Again, it's just a family affair here as we try to get the camera and everything else good to go. 53 seconds on the clock, as you guys can see there on the screen. And we are actually in the 4th quarter, not at halftime. We'll get that one squared away as well for you guys. Again, just been a great night for the Cashion Wildcats. Take another knee by Caleb Duran, victory formation, and that'll be it. Cashion Wildcats victorious, moving to 3-1 out of district play. Somewhat of a success. Would have loved to have that 4-0, but we'll take 3-1 as they are victorious 47-0 over the Thomas Terriers here in Northwest Oklahoma, red dirt football. The kids will go out to midfield, shake hands, and with that, again, the Cashion Wildcats moved to 3-1. We're going to go to small, short timeout. We'll show some of the cheerleaders here. We'll leave the camera here, and we'll be right back with breakdown of stats and final thoughts here as the Cashion Wildcats again moved to 3-1 and looked on to move to district play next week against Watauga. I'm Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker, Cashion Wildcats TV, Cashion Wildcats victorious. Hang tight, we'll be back in a sec.
Owned and operated with no contracts or sign-up fees. Our rates start at only $30 per month. And we have tanning available. Everything you need to work on your health and fitness. So contact Amber Lee to sign up today. 405-538-8248. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cashion Shape Up Fitness.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your gray.
This is Grain and Grange Market, the coolest little boutique you've never heard of. Come see us.
Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success, brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC Metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape. For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Storm season is coming, people, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement. Large scale, traditional, modern, unique roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment. Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
Gateway Realty is a mother-daughter team that has a heart for small-town life. Both Anita and Kelly were born and raised in Cashion and are still raising their families here. Their family homesteaded in Cashion in 1908, and it's been home ever since. Anita and Kelly know this town, love this town, and would love to help make this your home too. For a friendly face and trustworthy knowledge, call these hometown girls at 405-641-7388. Go Wildcats! Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options. and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
At Maples Nixon do.
All right, we're jumping back on here with Coach Shackelford.
My hot.
Man, yeah, you are good. You are on, and people can hear you. Did you see that coming?
I don't know. It was they haven't played very much.
Right.
I told the boys before the game. I mean, they've only played 5 quarters going into tonight's game. Thomas had so. It was kind of hard to really know what they were, and how you can tell, and you could kind of tell this on film a little bit, that they're struggling defensively to figure out their identity. Forever since Coach Ward's been here, it's been the exact same both sides of the ball. You get these formations and these plays on offense, and they play odd stack and they play cover 3, and that's all they do. That's all they've ever done. But then against Alva, they played a bunch of man. So we really didn't kind of know what we got. We thought if we got a lot of man coverage that
you'd do what you did.
We would have some opportunities on the outside.
Go for 380 in the first half.
Yeah, it turned out we were kind of right there.
Yeah. So, like you said, they'd only played 5 quarters, and they showed signs of life against Alva with running that Wildcat, and that's something that we saw tonight. Was that something you were like, yeah, they're probably going to try to pull that out of that?
I'll give Coach Ward a whole bunch of credit. I mean, he tried to slow the game down.
Yes.
Tried to kind of get 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and with his offensive line as big as they are, you kind of thought, I thought he had a good plan. They were pretty unfortunate. They had some snap issues in the first half that put them behind the chains a lot, and they weren't really good at throwing it. So, you can tell they're young. They had 16 seniors out of like 26 players last year.
Yeah.
So, you can tell. They're a young football team that had played 5 quarters before tonight, and we're putting some kids out there that. Some of them, especially on defense, don't have a lot of experience. But on offense, we've got some kids that have played in a lot of football games. And
that's one thing we talked about. Like you said, on the defensive side of the ball, the Cashion Wildcats had how many sophomores, freshmen, and, just underclassmen, or maybe some juniors that haven't really seen that much playing time just because of some injuries and some other things. But not even just injuries, just stepping up.
Yeah, we're trying really hard, and that's one of the things Tony's always done. Coach Wood's done a great job of, defensively always having like a numbers advantage at positions, where we can have, 4 defensive ends for 2 positions and 5 linebackers for 3 positions and 3 corners for 2 and 3 safeties for 2 and stuff like that, so that we can have and rotate those guys. So that if somebody does get hurt or somebody, something happens and we got a sub or whatever, we've got guys that have played. So by doing that, you're getting guys that, you're getting guys on the field that haven't been out there a lot, and they're stepping up, playing hard. And I thought our effort tonight was really good.
Yeah, no doubt. And on the offensive side of the ball, what can you say when you almost go for 400 yards in one half? Do you feel like it's kind of coming together on the offensive side, from that first game against Rejoice Christian, where it was just, we were that close on a bunch of plays, to now tonight where, I think in that first quarter, he had two kind of behind Landon, then had two passes. But other than that, everything was on the money.
Yeah, from that first third down on, I thought he threw the ball as well as he has. In any game that he's played, I'm not saying that he hasn't done that before, but just as well as any game that he's played. I thought he did a really good job stepping up in the pocket and kind of buying some time a little bit, and then keeping his eyes downfield and finding receivers. And our receivers did a good job of getting open in some scramble drill situations. But, it's really nice to have a kid like Ben that's played as much football as he's played, and we're getting to the point, offensively where we can put a lot on him, and we can come up to the line of scrimmage with different options, and hopefully he can get us in the right thing, and he's getting a lot better at that. I think he's understanding, kind of what I'm wanting to happen out there.
Seeing your vision.
Yeah, and there's a couple times, like when we throw the interception, if he just rips the now screen out there, I'm not sure we don't score.
I thought, right there, he's thinking he's getting a little
but
greedy.
Yeah, and that's like I told Coach Cochran and Coach Robinson. Would you have been shocked if Landon would have came down with it? I wouldn't have been. So, but yeah, I think offensively we're playing pretty well, and it's a nice time. That's what I told the boys after the game. It's a nice time because we start district play next week, and the games they start to matter, and it's a nice time to kind of be hopefully hitting our stride a little bit, and we can continue to get better, and hopefully when the playoffs roll around, we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and you talked about being there a little bit. For a kid that has started for you since he was a sophomore, and I remember in that year you talked about, we just need him to, deliver the ball to these horses that we have.
Yeah.
To now
keep the train on the tracks.
Yeah. He's the man. And he's got to step up. And it looks. You talked about it. It looks like he's doing that. He's doing it well. And like you said, kind of hitting that stride. Do you see even a higher ceiling for him, or do you think we're kind of in that spot where we need to be?
Well, if he can throw for 380 yards and a half the rest of the year, we'll be in
happy
good
with
shape.
that.
Yeah, if that's the stride, let's keep that pace.
Like
but no, I think that he's instead of keeping the train on the tracks, I think he's pretty much steering the steering the engine,
driving the Lamborghini now.
So and he should. He started 30. 4 or 5 games, something like that.
And only lost one.
Right, and played in
lost two.
Played in enormous games. They're a lot bigger than this. So, I don't worry about him. He's going to play fine if we can protect him, and we can spit the ball out on the edge, and
the guys up front did a great job of doing that.
And we did a good job run blocking tonight. Nick runs the ball hard. I think we've got some things that can cause some people some issues on offense, and hopefully we can continue to do that, and our defense can keep playing kind of like they have been. And if we do that, then I think we got a chance to be pretty good.
Yeah, looking forward to next week. You got Watonga. They've had some success. They had success against Thomas the first week. Last week they had some success. Who did they play last week?
Yeah, they beat the brakes off somebody.
Rush Springs.
They beat bad.
Yeah, and tonight they struggled with Minko.
Yeah. Still, they've come back a little bit, 32-41 in the fourth quarter. Still,
okay, so
losing.
It's still a game. Is that something that? Have y'all looked at anything towards them? I know with Thomas, you probably not, but being that first district game,
right?
A little more weight to that.
We watched them play Thomas, but you don't, when you're watching film against Thomas, you don't really pay that much attention to Watonga. So their quarterback, he looks like he's pretty good, athletic, can run around a little bit, and they've got some athletes on the outside. And Coach Watson, who they just hired from Texoma, I thought he did a great job at Texoma, and I think he's a good young coach. And so I expect them to be better, and it's like I said next week. They'll be kind of the template for us to practice, and if we can practice well, then I think we'll play well on Friday. But it'll be fun.
Drew, you got anything to add?
Well, no, I was just going to ask your take on some of these other big games. Ringling, we always talk about, it's always really good. The last 2 weeks they've put over 40 points on whoever they've beaten.
Yeah, I think they're probably really good this year.
And then Coach Ward in the preseason interview talked about Hooker, and all their scores have kind of been the same the last 3 or 4 weeks. They've been putting up huge double-digit points on. Like tonight, they're playing Booker, but I mean they're up 52-0.
Yeah, that's good. What'd the Pawhuska Hominy score end up?
Pawhuska and Hominy. So they were down, but they still have a whole fourth quarter to go, and it's 24-27. But Pawhuska's down.
Yeah. I kind of figured they'd come back. I wonder what happened
I said they'd come
in the first half.
Their lead, or Hominy had a pretty good lead on them going into the halftime. So
yeah, and Hominy's pretty. I think Hominy's better. I mean, I haven't seen him, but I know they beat the brakes off of Cleveland to start the year. I mean, I don't think Cleveland's great, but they're 4A team. So yeah, I think Class A. I mean, I think there's probably 4 or 5 of us that are pretty similar, and then there's 4 or 5 that are kind of right underneath that.
Yeah.
Morrison
had a big bounce back game. I think they beat.
Haskell. I'm sure.
Haskell 34-0.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Morrison they'll get it figured out. I mean,
how much do you really look at any other? You might just check the scores, but you don't really look at. I mean, or do you kind of see what's coming, who's doing what?
As far as like other people who they're playing,
Class A,
I mean,
like
only from a just a curiosity standpoint. I mean, we don't.
You have that template, like you said.
I mean, we just try to focus. I mean, focus on who we're playing. We saw some teams in the summertime, like Morrison and Pawhuska, and I think those might have been the only 2 Class A teams that we saw. So, and then teams like Gore, and then I've got friends that coach.
Right.
Coach Tyler at Gore is a good friend of mine, so I always kind of check and see how they did.
Yep.
Things like Thomas, you're always kind of curious about them, but only from a, same reason you guys are looking at it, just curious to see who won.
Whatever, we're breaking down film, Coach.
Hey, did you guys talk about the young guys? I mean, that JV second half.
The JV on defense.
Yeah,
I
thought our JV defense played really, really well, and I told them that after the game. And I told them before the game. I mean, it's amazing what can happen in a high school football game, and I would venture to say the same thing tomorrow afternoon and Sunday night or Sunday afternoon when you play hard. I mean, when you just try and you sell out every play to try to do the best job that you can, generally good things happen.
You had big freshman Dagan Lloyd making big plays on special teams.
Dagan's awesome, and our kids love him, and it was great to see him get out there.
That's what we were talking about, just the culture and the team and the community. When that kid made a big play, how every kid on the team just patted him on the helmet.
It's great, and I mean that's what you want. I mean, if I was if you want to be a part of something and you're wanting to see some buy-in. It's definitely here. I mean, in anything that we do, it doesn't matter if it's football or
cheerleading, man. They're getting after it. That's to get after it on
Saturday.
Saturday.
They got regionals tomorrow, so I got to get up early and drive to Chickasha.
Nice.
And the athletic job never ends.
We'll let Nima kind of throw in his final thoughts.
I think we're good. You guys did a fantastic job. I know, Coach, we have an hour-and-a-half drive home. So
we can bounce whenever you guys are ready.
No, we're good. Again, I think you guys talked about it week after week since the Rejoice game. It's been building, and you're just seeing parts of it get better and better. And it's the timing is great, right? As we start into district play, you're going to have hopefully your team's attention with Watonga, a very strong team with a new coach, and we're looking forward to that. In terms of your approach in terms of health and managing kids, does your practice change? Anything change as we start to enter into district play?
I not necessarily district play. I think just kind of the longer you get into the season, I think you can change a little bit of your approach on how like a Monday structured versus a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something like that. And we talk to our kids all the time about practice for us, or practice for me and our staff is we need to get done what we need to get done. It's not, all right, we're going to start at this time, and by God, we're going to finish at this time, and if we don't get it right, we're going to start. I mean, I'm not into that. I mean, if this is what we're trying to get accomplished today, whether it's, stopping Watonga's run game, or it's we need to work on counter, or whatever it is, if we can do that, we can do that in an hour and a half, then we'll do it in an hour and a half.
Perfect.
If we can do it in an hour, we'll do it in an hour. So, or 2 hours, whatever. But that's kind of how we approach it. And as the season goes along, that's how we approach it. We watch the film. Okay, well, we need to get better at this. How do we do that? We need to practice, and then we kind of move on from there. So hopefully that helps.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming up.
Yep.
I mean, it was just a overall dominant performance by the Wildcats tonight. Great job by the young kids, like we talked about, getting in there and really getting after it and keeping that 0 on the board for
Yeah,
Coach
it was great.
Wood.
It was awesome.
I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah, you bet.
And always appreciate you coming up and sharing your insight after the game. Not a lot of coaches would do that, and we should appreciate you coming up.
It's the Drew Baker effect.
That's right. We'll do it again next week.
Right.
All right. Hey, Coach, and one last thing. We got to figure out Paul Roblay's situation. Transfers, foreign exchange kicker. You have now 4 kickers, so we'll have to talk about that next week.
That's fine.
But,
We can do that. Yeah.
Don't
I mean,
let
we're,
me forget.
We're just, we're like the Statue of Liberty when it comes to kickers. I mean, bring us your
take your
tired, your
humble,
full,
bring
us your tired, hungry, land of
Yeah.
milk and honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's
Love
Coach
it.
Lynn Shackelford, head coach of the Cashion Wildcats, number 1 in Class A, moving to 3-1 with a 47-0 victory of the Thomas Terriers. Chris and Drew, it's been a fantastic night. It's a nice little drive here on Highway 33 into Northwest Oklahoma
Little
on the red
construction.
dirt. Appreciate you, Coach, very much. We're gonna close down here. Drew, one thought for you in terms of this week going into next week.
I thought going this week into next week, I really was impressed with the JV showing how they played at the end. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to stand out of frame there.
No, you're good.
But no, the JV played really well, and that's always something that's really nice to see. I thought Mason Manning had a really good game. Looked like he drank a Red Bull before and was playing great. Just what he's able to do as far as supporting when getting us good field position so that, Landon or Nick can make a good run like he did. I think we're starting to see more and more of those pieces come together as what they can do, like as far as what kids can do what. And there's a lot of kids that we're able to use. So, I mean, it was just exciting just to see everybody get a little bit better each week.
I love it. Chris, you any final thought? One final thought
I
from
love
you?
it when a plan comes together. It sounds like what Drew was trying to say there, and and that's what's happening. And you saw it tonight, kind of that next step. You just want to keep getting better. And when you throw for 339 yards in 2 quarters, if you can improve on that, let's go.
Let's
go. Like Coach Shackelford said, I'll take that stride every day. I love
Absolutely.
it. It's the team from that first game against Rejoice has gotten better every game, and that's why I try to tell my son, try to get better every day, and that's kind of what the Cashion Wildcats have been working on doing, and it seems like it's working.
Absolutely. So the Cashion Wildcats again moved to 3-1 with a 47-0 shutout victory of the Thomas Terriers on the road today. But go back home next week. We have got homecoming. So make
against
sure if you're
Watonga.
not in Cashion at Maxon Field on Friday night to check out all the great convertibles and all the kids dressed up and doing their thing. Make sure you come on and catch us here on Cashion Wildcats TV. We'll have it all from the get-go. We'll have our field cam ready to get all the action for homecoming leading up to the big game against Watonga. And we can't do this without you and our sponsors. So thank you for joining us. Big shout out to all of our sponsors again, making another great night here on Cashion Wildcats TV. So for Drew Baker, for Chris Gibson, I'm Neiman Ababi. Thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight. Go Cats and God bless.